Welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Taylor. It's exactly 5:34 p.m. We really apologize for the late start of tonight's show. You may wish me a Nyamin Shao say Ude Ufidino Ato Loud Silence TV. You're live on Facebook, you're live on YouTube, you're live on TV. So and also we are live on radio. Tonight's show, no, it's about Ghana. It's about social issues, political issues, all human-related issues. Inti Oshamia, call a brother and let a brother call a brother. Like Kevin Taylor and Agustin, we are live tonight. We are blazing though. We are trying to get everything working for you. It's the end of Swamenti. Nipe bi amati tinsembi akọ Swamenti and one can share me. Now man for you remember I besides what I wanted to write something. Okay, so the end of Swamenti. Let me try and get this going. Okay, I can see this here. Okay, yes. Mama mkokonsa kokonsa ben ekoso Kevin Taylor anti ani pebiki kansem nsem na nyensem ketwa obi a otwen bibia. We really apologize for the late start of tonight's show. I think we are live on TV, we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. Radio 2 is live tonight. All platforms are blazing. Yedi jumadi no ehye so into wa wo hwebe no catch obi as Kevin Taylor ba munja dia mo hwede na mo hwehwe we. Kevin Taylor ba munja dia mo hwede na mo hwehwe we fast ne Ghana honsem. Na and John Dramani Mahama, the president of the Republic of Ghana, and the Western region, the nation builder, waba with his building experience. Second Takrady Road, okay, say okucha sword, and also okucha humim. Yedi jumadi na hyehyɛ so and the President Mahama ekotwa humim ma jumadi no yedi ba ba hyehyɛ so osa eka eko a few projects ko share hospitals ne ade ni nyina no yedi be kyerɛw enwumbre ama obia ehu de eko mommy anko straight ne anko hwɛ the President John Dramani Mahama. President Mahama announces resumption of construction works on stalled Western Regional Hospital, expected to be completed within 18 months. Inti Western Regional Hospital na Sibiu Yanum Ebaya. We were expecting them to build it. For 8 years, they could not. John Mahama is back. He has been able to get the funding. And the Oko Western region, first of all, Oko Kati, Oko Commission, Oko Kati Sword, road construction from Second Takrady Cape Coast Road, or the Asokobo from say Yemfa Jumadi and Shishaso, and Takrady Regional Hospital. No, so the president today went to inspect so far Ejuma Maye and Oshe Western region for any Ghana for say in about a year and a half, Obe making sure say Takrady Regional Hospital and as a Western Regional Hospital, you see. We any president or Kasama Sibiu Udiso and then you bring Yenina or CTA say we are abaya abase ebabe chichi ma Ghana for Yohunu Kreno and the echo. Mommy Kotie the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, in summer and the Okaye Abra Oko a year Takrady.
And so Nyamin Chadie debt exchange no ye and near a friend of official creditor committee. You buy your norm so transing, Amantia, say your Juma, and your normal agreement on official credits, creditor committee, no. And in Juma, a share, sa projects nasino. Oma Makwai say, yes, say. And the answer na Juma no. Ebe jina no na contractor no the certificates ni biaba enti Ministry of Finance asha say share certificates no na omo ne omo atena say no mahu sika ye de omo ka na omonsa emra metro adwuma no so nti ye hwe se nyame ya adoma ebia within the next 18 months na eche se ye ba nia bebia no fefefe na enti ase amenya ne se adwuma no edru 27%. If you say foundation and ayedin into ekobase umu peja adina eno de ebe contem into 27% completion into Mr. Nyame say within the next 1.5 years yabaha na eche say nije nkwa na yenim say abra ye call campaign bebie ni ho a me call ya obia enije na kwan sam titru western region enti nana wenu hwam ensema okan nyina ayade a menim dada enti na afi ye budget ye bibia friend big push I just say ye hwe akwan akese ye friend arterial.
It's President Mahama Echo Western Region no omane to Ghana fo nyina one emu ahemfo eni mpenifo mu kuro ka say me de me president a enya atro na mitwa Western Regional hospital we no sebio adekudientia hospital we mulemulefo no entumi ensi ni nyina ne say DDP na ebaaye no senia omudi esikasem ese Ghana sikasem no yene IMF tena se time na Ekufuado ene ba omia oso economist na enim nyina hu so joka no omukodi nkomo no ekire omamote ase se because of a car omudwiri eriegu Ghana force no na because of DDP ebaaye ene ahokyira yekomu no ba omia mu disika brand champion Kennedy Japan ne na Ekufuado mu disika no IMF forecast say yentumi enye project bia biem e wo Ghana de ya wo mu nyina ne se tama sade we sie ne Ekufuado ne ba omia mo entumi anka no kra nkyere se sebio yentumi nya kwan yentumi nsi school yentumi nya hospital if you say ye disika ne nyina ama IMF say program a omde ye betena ase aka nyina no yentumi ema yesika anase Ghana yentumi nkobo besia krampo enye impuntu dwuma bia enti John Mahama ne NDC aban baaye no de omye ne say eye eka na eda ho a amene Ghana na sebio yentumi nkwa ama no ne krampo enkodi nkita ho entumi ne aman foforo a omagye atum so mpeso moboaye na yeso sikasam engina ne naso nti de John Mahama mo ye ne say omutumi atuatua ye ho ka na sebio ama yentumi nya mpuntundwuma ema Ghana emfa ne tuma penfra yentumi si hospitals yentumi si schools yentumi nya kwan no John Mahama by in less than a year no omutumi atenase atenetini sikasam ama IMF ne World Bank mu nya behu se sebio and the Ghana sikasam ejina ne naso ye nti eye akwansidie bia na se the blockages are na entumi emma Ghana se oman yentumi nya mpuntundwuma and Ekufuado ba omia brand champion Kennedy Japan ene country mu no Kobne Japan mu nyina no ende John Mahama mo abo adwumaden am ye yisa apoma no efri kwan mu ene ntina ende waka kire eye Ghana fo ene sebio ahemfo titiru ene penifo omo Western region say eye Western Regional Hospital na Nana Danko Ekufuado oni ba omia mo tena ho mfie nwotwe a sebio ohwa hospital no ne dwumadi a omodi eye just 27% pe ohachichemu eduonu nson which is 27% pe hu adwuma no ye na John Mahama ashe Ghana for ebo say ansa na omfra ban mu no o she Ghana for ebo say akire so afi ba ko ne bosumi nsia anasa bosumi nwotwe mu de na sa Western Regional Hospital we no wa ye ebia no ema obatan akum akowo agene ho afa ne ho afa ba John Dramani Mahama ashe Ghana for bo wa sha tekrade for bo wa sha Western region for nyina bo say sa adwuma de we enu tina eto aba edema no sebi obo mpra anase oko ne to no tama na wo opposition no Ghana for bebre mo Western region to the nim say sa regional hospital we de oyemaya ye de aba be ma NDC for the next 42 years if we say Ekufuado ne ba omia mo sikadie atro krono ketahye ene jimi no mbe jimi ya omama apumden anye den anye omade emani daso Idi John Mahama ende wakoho sebio okwa apro no Ghana for mo Western region kache ne beyema ye itiende waje pene akoho akotwa homem aka ache omobo se akire so a bosu afeba ye baako ene bosumi nsia mu de 18 months na Western Regional Hospital we no takura de Western region ye maame ne nuanom ye papa nom etumi koho ekwaje ayaresa sebio aban ebehye chire ama sebio ya pomden akọ suru yie okasa no okase eba akwan eno so ya de be de na koma so yie pa na okachire Western region for titiri ahemfo mo hoka kire mo say ba waba na enye say bia sebio eye bosremka ba ye na waba anase obedi atro anase oba be daada mo te say de eye MPP Ekufuado ba omiam daada mo no akwan eye ade be de na koma so time obo apro no ahemfo bebre ka kire ne say omo percent koma kwan e wo western region na sebio ka anase ehyan kese efefo omo kwan so ma omo kwan no amunkama mo nchim no o say neni wo ho pa ma ende obese o ka kire eye western region ahemfo ni penifo mo ho nyina say eye ade bia efre the big push no eye sika bia wotwa to a ekwan etitiriwa kese a ewo ye mantem ene ekwan kese ni nyina no eye Ghana ewo se yetoto ni nyina eye ni nyina nti wo ka kire eye western region for say sa big push no or the ekwan ni nyina hu sikasem akɔhye big push na ase na omobeba abedi ekwan hu nyina so edwumadie ama ewiase ene Ghana eye western region IFFF osakasa efa ensem foforo.
Now I just want to also point out, we cannot invest so much money in improving our road network only for transporters to overload their trucks and destroy the roads in 3 to 5 years. We've seen new roads that are built, and once these trucks that are overloaded pass on them, within 3 to 5 years the road is finished. Recently, Burkina Faso have implemented a new weight regulation, and so your trailer must not be longer than a certain length, it must not be wider than a certain length. And you know what is happening? Trucks load from Takrady and from Tema and overload. When they get to Burkina Faso border, they cannot enter because of the regulation the Burkinabes have introduced. So they bring 3 trucks from Burkina Faso and offload 1 truck into 3 trucks before they can enter Burkina Faso. There are trucks in this country that load 120 tons when the maximum load is supposed to be 50 tons. There is no road you can construct that will stand 20 tons per truck. And so I've told the roads minister, and it's going to be announced firmly in the budget, we'll consult the drivers union, the transporters, we must implement weight restrictions so that the roads that we build can last. And so next year we're going to introduce strict weight limitations so that these investments that we're making in our road sector would last for a lifetime. We are not going to waste taxpayers' money repairing these roads only for people who want to make as much money as possible to load 120 tons on a road and destroy that road within a short time. And so I'm just sending a signal. We're going to engage the stakeholders in the sector in order that we enforce the weight limits for our trucks so that they don't overload and destroy our roads.
And President Mahama echo Western Region or Kasan or say, Yakwano, senior equine ye say, Sebio, Yetumia Quinpa, and check Busuminsia, in Fiba Communiansa, ne Quina say, or say, I did be a hano. Now, Momo emum. Adie bia we hu a nenije hu a eso neni ene de Burkina Faso for president Eye Traoré oye. Now ni nyina ne se ose sebio edum pempenso bia akora tumi ginyansa fri panyini ho ena panyini so etumi esua de akora ye na odeka nyoma bi ho ema nyoma agina ye. Ose ende okọ Burkina Faso a untumi enhyehyɛ articulator anase trucks ya omdi loading nyoma ekọ Burkina Faso abra weight no edum pempenso bia sebio ebro de omo epene se ewo so wo mu krom. Burkina Faso for Edinburgh biaba say ende say ulodu eye articulator anase truck koko anadien na say ebro some weight bia because omo person omo bom omo kwan ho ban ti udru omo krom border e wo senyoma no ebro eye weight bia ye yi ni nyina gu fom na ebedru weight na e wo say odi wura kuro no efri say cars na ekuta weight dodo no ese kwan emem sebio enane ekwan no ejina kwan so a ema ekwan no sebio enane eye kota na ye de aye no nti ene na ama ye nkwan bebre e wo Ghana no ana akwan bebre no asɛn ɔse ebehia pa sɛ yeso Ghana for sebio yebeba saa mmra no yede bia ebeba Ghana yede bebo ye kwan no ho ban ɔsɛ ndɛ ukɔ ɛyɛ Burkina Border Ghana for a ɔmo lodu nyoma free ɛyɛ de Ghana ɔmo tumi ɛpie so ɛde nyoma ne taso ɛma car no ɛbob ma ɔmuduru Burkina Border because ɔmo se Burkina de mmra ne yɛ adwuma nti ɔmuduru a no mo yiyi nyoma no sɛ ne bɛyɛ ɔmo car no ebetumi eduru saa weight ne pɛpɛpɛ ansa na ɔmo de ewura kuro nim ɔse ɛyɛ afia ebesimi wahyɛ ɛyɛ road minister sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ saa mmra no sebio yɛhyɛ bi wɔ Ghana na ɔmo ne ɛyɛ sebio driver for ɔmo wɔ articulator trucks ɔmo asebio ɔmo cars ɛkɔ ɛyɛ long journey a ɔmo fa nyoma ɛde Togo Burkina ɛne Niger ne ade no ɔmo nyina ɛbɛtena ase ɛne different stakeholders meeting na ɔmo nyina ano akɔ bankrom na ɔmo abɛte ase sɛ Ghana yɛdum pɛmpɛnsuo bi a obia entumi emfa weight bia anaka bia wabɔ ape so emfa yɛ kwan so nti ɔka kyerɛ Rose Minister sɛ yɛn starting di hudwuma ebedum pɛmpɛnsuo bi wɔ Ghana ha no ontumi enloadu car ma ne mbro so ema wonfa fa Ghana kwan so efiri sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛbɔ ɛkwan no ho ban nti ɛndɛ no ɔka kyerɛ Ghana for ɔno so ɛde nakoma so paa sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ɛkwan yɛwɔ Ghana yɛyɛ no ɛwɔ sɛ ɛkwan no kyɛ 20 years 30 years na de kodie nti ayɛ kwan no sɛ nyina no sɛ ɛyɛ cars dodo a ɛfa nyoma a ɛnam yɛ kwan no so no weight no ɛboro so nti sibia Burkina for ayɛ a ɛndɛ Ghana for du Burkina Border na ɔmo yi nyoma no bi efiri so na ɔmo car no mu ayɛ ha ɔmo de akɔfa ɔmo kwan no so no saa mmra no ɔbɛhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛhyɛ bi wɔ Ghana sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a nipa bi entumi empele nyoma ɔmo ntumi empake nyoma ɛmbɔ ɔmo car ma na ɔmo mfa nsɛe yakwan a ɛwɔ Ghana nti John Dramani Mahama ɛkɔ ɛyɛ Western region no ɔno so ɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu kyerɛ Ghana for so ɔkɔ Western region a ɛhɔ kwan no dodoɔ no ɛhɔ ɛna sebio Ghana nyoma ɛkɔ Burkina Faso Ivory Coast ni nyina no sebio dodoɔ no ɛkyɛ no ne yɛde fa nti ɛhɔ no woyɛ akwan no dodoɔ no pɛ na asɛe ne nyinaa ne sɛ ɛyɛ cars akɛseɛ ɛfa kwan no so no load ɛwɔ mu no ayɛ ne dɔɔso nti ɔse ɔde mmra ba sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛn nso yɛbɛbɔ yɛ kwan no ho ban sɛ Ghana ne tumi twi car ɛkɔdu Burkina Border na sɛ otumi hu sɛ mama load no amba fam yɛ mame wurem a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛso yɛte akyɛ sɛ yɛte kurom a ɔse yɛdi mmra so nti John Dramani Mahama ɛndɛ wato dɛnum tuo akasa ama Ghana fo nyinaa ehu deɛ ɛkɔ ɛndɛ wohwɛ sɛnea ɔyɛ dwumadie na fɛfɛɛfɛ a okotwa kwan mu ma yɛde dwumadie hyehyɛ so a nyoma ɔyɛ bi ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Western region enie
That's right. And she also worked for my project Nation Signing, Sekenita Kale, Audible. Oh, I want some more. You get that. That's right. And that's our woman. And that's our woman.
Enti ɛyɛ the nation builder wakɔyɛ antics kakra ɛwɔ Western region na antics no na wohu yɛ no ɛyɛ o pretty ɛyɛ machines a yɛde ba bɛbɔ adwuma saa machines yi ɛyɛ car yes we yɛde kufa do tena so na nine ka form on sɛ saa machine we no wo pretty a ɛwɔ sɛ wo nine tumi ka form na wotumi sɔ ɛyɛ machines nim na wotumi na wotumi ɛkyɛnyi no na na do dan kɔ kufa do ɛtia including this man na nine ka form the nine ka form so a na on sheda ni ɛyɛ broni bɛka ɛyɛ saa solidity I am making saa on sheda ne nine santintim form o 19 from a untumi enchange ba o miaso ne konsisu yie o de ne kosima akoye se abeti akobɔ dan mu nti John Mahama ya antes kakra bi e Western region say sia de we bie anase we yikuma poma kwan mu a ema dwumadie we ebekoso we ni nsema ehia a Ghana ende president a sebio oye nation builder no dwumadie a odi no ye kyekye mu ma Ghana fo nyina ehu de ekɔ now I say nyina ti ase the special prosecutor na asem no aikoye ngonran. Now, the Kudientia make a Ghana for say the special prosecutor is a liar. And MT, special prosecutor and court office, Sameda Akwan court office, they went to meet at another place to discuss how they can put together some evidence to come and deceive Ghanaians. So the whole day I was monitoring them. The special prosecutor, Sameda Akon, Akurugu, none of them came to the office. Intende, you bet you for not coming to work. I was saying, making sure say, I check his uncle for we. Eye Kisi Ejabeng, Eye Samedako, One Akurugu. These 3 people did not show up in the office today. This morning, I made my guys go park right in front of Eye OSP's office to monitor them coming into the office. None of them came to office. The Omo Yana say, Omo Akwa share wo Eye special prosecutor and next office now will be in Nyawota Maklu. The hospital in Chenhono, and Oyeni deals, That is where they met today. That is where they went to put together the plan to come and deceive us. But don't worry. And I no pay. Sameda Akwa on say Okasama special prosecutor's office. Yenyina enim say Embrakra man ho kwan say I was see tuaneka e special prosecutor's office and they grantee interviews. Now, interviews or grantee Osama case ni kra worse. In fact, obekire say special prosecutor in fact ombugana for omun shada any de engineer so investigations almost so my evidence any docket they don't even have any docket. And oba TV3 and your friend wa phone so and the agent adwene say sebio de ekoso no and the nyina be hu say the special prosecutor that is supposed to make sure say the docket or the attorney general he should just sit back. The attorney general will prepare every single thing. The only thing I also was trying to say, Attorney General Bekachen say, I've been able to secure the green light. Go to the United States, go work with the United States Security Agency and bring Ofori-Atta back home. That's all. And it's always checking the whole thing out. The also anka OSP and say, I was say on the docket in my Attorney General. Or the docket in my Attorney General, no question office, no train. Say Attorney General here information be on who or Bekachen say, oh, me here document way. Now it is the job of the Attorney General to take over from there. Or no any America for any best started in Kitahu. Send your document here, and yet Nyoma also transmit Komomo, Nyoma was sebi or the chiromo, evidence a Chesek for Cronfono. It is the job of the Attorney General. Now say Attorney General, so to me, as satisfy the United States government, and yet the security agency on Mudin Koma. Then when it's given the green light, the Obekache OSP and say, Betuma Kwaji a green light now. Take it and go to the US. The Americans are waiting. They will collaborate with you in the US for you to bring the criminal back home. But the OSP is making this whole thing so complicated. He is trying to play politics with it. Now, Mumianko Tie, the communications person of OSP office, or illegal. Salary awajinina a chrono salary because the OSP Act, it does not cover that guy's job. And here's something we will deal with. I have somebody writing a petitioner. The rights, the institutions to question the OSP. Sami Dako, the position, the OSP Act, does it cover his position? And but let's go into this matter. Still on the OSP issue. Now, OSP versus Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, Sami Dako can send me and pay our TV3. Now, someone can say, we a news day, or saying the most important thing we need to focus on is how we will justify that Ken Ofori-Atta is not persecuted, but being prosecuted and has nothing to do with politics. Asama obi na no kan say a person Ken Ofori-Atta ba e o say ye Ghana for ne prove chire e America for say ye ntata Ken Ofori-Atta na sebi Ken Ofori-Atta ye de ne ba e mana begina emra no. Now at the end of the day, when you get the OSP's office telling us to say we Ghanaians. Now, the OSP is now trying to draw a distinction between us Ghanaians, their office, and the Americans. They are speaking as if said they are not working for us, the people. Now, let's go listen to some of the statements he made today. Let's start with this one.
I don't think that there is any problem between the OSP and the Attorney General's office, except those who do not understand. The issue really is also not about a docket. The OSP, as you are aware, has been working tirelessly to bring Mr. Ofori-Atta back to Ghana. And it will not do anything that will frustrate all the months of the work that it has put together. When the OSP started this work, many people had very little faith that we could even put him on red notice. And if you take a look at the timelines and the things we have done, you will notice that we have done a very diligent work in ensuring that Mr. Ofori-Atta is brought back to Ghana. And the OSP is not going to allow this process to be politicized because Ghana has one shot to bring back Mr. Ofori-Atta. And if we allow it to be politicized, our chances diminishes. And I'll tell you why. Two major things. The OSP is supposed to give to the Attorney General documents that the Attorney General can use to process the extradition. Now, this document is what people are referring to as docket. The OSP has not refused to give those information to the Attorney General. In fact, just September, although that information was not leaked, the Attorney General had written to the OSP and asking for even an incomplete investigation report. And the OSP has assured that it is building up the rest of the information, and as soon as it's ready, it will transmit to the Attorney General. So really, there's no issue. Unless you do not know the documents that are required for extradition, let me quickly go through some of them. One of the important documents you need for extradition is the arrest warrant. The OSP has the arrest warrant. And if you remember, I know that the media has not been covering it. Since we got the arrest warrant against Mr. Ofori-Atta, he has sued the OSP about 7-8 times. And the OSP since June has been battling these lawsuits alone in court, just to ensure that the arrest warrant remain valid. The next thing you will need is an Interpol red notice. The OSP worked tirelessly and secured the Interpol red notice. And the red notice is alive as we speak. Even as I talk to you, Interpol International has written to us to justify why it should continue to remain on it. And that is routine. Almost every 6 months, you have to justify why a person should continue to be on red notice. And people don't know the meaning of red notice. It means that the OSP has effectively restricted the movement of Mr. Ofori-Atta. Hitherto, we have records that shows that he was crisscrossing America and London. But currently, as we speak, he cannot do that. And we know that he's currently somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, Washington. And so those who think nothing has been done, a lot has been done.
So, Sareda Akuno Onye, and there, Okokan Brofo, Mammy Jomunchre, APZ4. Yabusan said, na Adentina Attorney General, Ebusa for docket. Because Mwankasan and Dramoka said there's something called legal, Mr. Get me that. There is a processor. So process no, Attorney General Nkwana ebetumini the United States government etumedi nkomo ama yetumedi Ken Ofori-Atta aba. Now, we didn't quote that statement. Now, Anope Ebusan say adentina mon collaborated with the Attorney General. Now, Attorney General entumi kofa Ken Ofori-Atta number. And I say, oh, adene de bibie ni we che say yempese ne Attorney General bedi nkomo ana say ye ne be den ye beboa no emana kofa Ken Ofori-Atta aba. Ni nyina ne say Ebia Ghana for do no mon hyeda nsua de enko ekyire. Ye oka no no. Ya adwene hyeda endo enko ekyire. Ye nya research ye nkenkan nti asam na nkasa ye nte ase. Ono ene ne boss ne akurugu nko na te ase. O say bibia e friend docket. Ya te docket. Ofu bia so na oka docket. Na ye ne Ghana for no ye nte docket ase. O say docket ne kire say nyoma ubehia ansa na wetumi akofa den. Akofa eye den. Ofori-Atta every America de naba Ghana. And then your friend docket no. Inti yaka docket a file a nyoma ubehia steps a ubediso ansa na Ken Ofori-Atta wetumi aboni chenku ede na efri abruchire ede naba Ghana se omegina emrano. Na wakasa no o see the OSP no e was say ode den ode sa docket no ma Attorney General. Na sa docket no e was say you make sure say answer na OSP ni bema Attorney General no na docket no nyoma e wo say e fa so nyina na steps ni nyina no a cover answer no de ama no o say bibia e friend warrant o say so hwema OSP etime secure warrant a e kire say Ken Ofori-Atta e wo say de to Interpol red alert list so kire say Ken Ofori-Atta ye obi a or your wanted man o say no kura Ken Ofori-Atta sebio ende ye ka say enu beda Ken Ofori-Atta so no ama Ken Ofori-Atta kura ntumi ntu kwan. Sesia no OSP aye adwuma ma ebi nsida ni nyina ne se OSP kwaje saa eye Interpol eye alert list no Ofori-Atta kwato Interpol list no so no ama Ken Ofori-Atta ntumi ntu kwan first no munim se Ken Ofori-Atta tumi free America ko Ghana London and from London to America but because omo ene eye Interpol ye adwuma nti Ken Ofori-Atta de Sisiano Oma restricting the movement, meaning the OSP knew or had known say Ken Ofori-Atta is in America. He has been going to UK and he's been coming to America. Inti we didn't know until OSP catch the NSA. Eya omu di omu ni Ken Ofori-Atta from time almost started say omu tracking no ofri US echo London, Afri London eba US until say omu nya eye Interpol arrest eye dey omu de to so no na Ken Ofori-Atta odi America ni UK akoniaba. Okay. Okay, so now see. Right now no omu nimpa say Ken Ofori-Atta tete America or tete around the DMV area. Because the DMV eye Maryland, Virginia, and Washington DC area. Into omu intelligence say Ken Ofori-Atta tete Maryland, Virginia, and Washington DC area. Na nika say mu no omo atiase say omu OSP no saa nyoma no say omo ntumi am prepare ni nyina fa ma Attorney General Attorney General entumi and start and take steps to make sure say America for no am the green light manama OSP green light so uncle for Ken Ofori-Atta mra. But remember time na Attorney General actual letter koma OSP no obusa OSP nyoma mi nsape o si OSP docket no sa steps no fa be kire me baby awodru bia wo de pese me hu. And secondly for we investigators are almost investigating matter no so ka ho no mo meka ho na me nyomo na and go through the steps, because I don't think say it is only the OSP who can basically go through the steps and know say way anyway, because OSP ni ka kire say Attorney General nkwan na ewo authority a obetumi aiden any America for akasa emomo agree say ewo say ye de Ofori-Atta ba. Now if the Attorney General does not know the process, the Attorney General will not ask you for the docket. Now, so the docket in the Attorney General. Now, Attorney General who's a docket now, they are bread no. In fact, docket no, Bibi Eto Siniwuma, the Attorney General will reach out to you. And the Attorney General can say, bring the docket in its current form. The reason the Attorney General edit it in its current form, she will say, on say, steps in our own sankaye, into with the fabra. Baby Edruno, Ebia or no crampono, through his influence as the Attorney General, no, you are trying to get a document, you are struggling. He can use his office to help you secure those documents quickly, for him to present those documents to the United States. Into the Attorney General say, bring the document in its current state. Why didn't you give it to the Attorney General? The Attorney General wasn't saying, say, hand over the investigation, no, Ninamano. Or say for investigators, steps now offering the docket, no, because at the end of the day, I am the person who is going to face the Americans. If you are going to be given the green light to go to America and extradite Ken Ofori-Atta, it is only through me. If I am not able to have an agreement with the United States government, the security agency, who OSP no, you cannot go to America and extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. And it's OSP catcher will say, bring the document, in quote, bring the steps that can enable us to bring Ofori-Atta back home. Why have you refused to bring it? Now their argument in say, oh, and that's my excuse in say, OSP say he's still investigating some matters in T. So Oriena or ye redia or the docket, no, and the in quote steps na a bit maybe Ken Ofori-Atta no. Attorney General. This does not make sense. Now, Omo Kasano, or Kasano CO, says the Siano, see a Pesia cover Ken Ofori-Atta ba. I was saying any Ghana for prove it America for say, Ken Ofori-Atta and Yam Fanem Basse betatano. Na Sebio Yadene Basse Obejina Edien, Obejina a ye court, Abegin Sembiano. It is not up to you, the OSP, to determine that. To explain to the Americans why we need Ken Ofori-Atta, it is the job of the Attorney General. You, as the OSP, your job is to give whatever you have found on Ofori-Atta. You have gone to court, you have secured a warrant, give it to the Attorney General. Because when Attorney General is speaking to the Americans, he is going to show those documents to the Americans that this is the reason why you need to let Ken Ofori-Atta come to Ghana. The Attorney General is going to make his case. You are not the one going to make the case for the Attorney General. Wait until the Attorney General tries to make the case and flops before you can come in and say the Attorney General did not take his time. But at this point, hand over the documents to the Attorney General. He will go through with your investigators. He will go through with your office to make sure, say, all the boxes have been checked before he can make a move. Because Okachire say there is something called a mutual. There's something called mutual legal assistance, and it is only the Attorney General who can have that that discussion with the Americans before Ken Ofori-Atta will be allowed to come to Ghana. And I say you can have access to Ken Ofori-Atta. So why are you now trying to say you are the one going to show the Attorney General what to do? Now, Utie OSP in some kikana. When you read the letter na a free OSP ho, a call chief of staff wana, mami expose the OSP in show. Per the statement they are making now and the defense they are trying to put up. Kiseja being on kind of cray or you're one liar. Mami show there. One letter away. Let me read exactly what was in the letter. And time Kiseja being actual letter Akoma Jubilee House no. The statement he made. I want to bounce Kiseja be on kind of cray. Now you see this first letter or Choko Jubilee House no. Try there. Me read that show. Me read na show say asamna brand and can read the TV soon no. Wabodam. We are not supposed to listen to them. Now when you read the first letter, which is the 2nd of June 2025, Kiseja being Echokoma the chief of staff. Tiewedi or say the Office of the Special Prosecutor OSP requests for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Kenneth Nana Yaw Ofori-Atta, who served as finance minister, who served as the minister responsible for finance of the Republic of Ghana between 2017 and 2024. Now, this request is founded on the consideration that Mr. Ofori-Atta, who departed the jurisdiction early January 2025, has no intentions of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction, and for which reason the OSP has declared him a wanted person and a fugitive from justice as the prime suspect in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offences regarding the following. Contractual agreement. So who taking it from top? The reason why OSP actual letter who started from top, the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now the heading was request for the institution of extradition processes. Request letter now Chokoma chief of staff no or say or request say or mobile boa ma ode Ken Ofori-Atta den edinaba Ghana. Now ocho letter den ocho letter or say the Office of the Special Prosecutor request for the extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension. He is requesting for extradition processes. Who is he requesting that from? Who is going to grant the extradition processes? So it means when he was writing the letter to the chief of staff, he knew he did not have the capacity to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. Now he was telling the chief of staff that I am the special prosecutor. I cannot hold as institution, as a person, go through, instruct Ken Ofori-Atta to come or instruct the Americans to bring Ken Ofori-Atta. And that I have an office, or I believe there is an office that can actually execute that process. And for him to even say, he is requesting for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located. So, OSP knew from the day he wrote the letter to the chief of staff to the Jubilee House to say he cannot start that process. It is only the Attorney General who can do this job. So it is not kind of for OSP who is supposed to put the steps together. The OSP is supposed to hand over investigations to the Attorney General. The steps or the processes is supposed to be handled by the Attorney General. Now, the OSP now is trying to tell us to say, or no, and also all your steps now all your investigations no handle my Attorney General. Attorney General is not asking for the processes. Attorney General is asking for the investigations. Is asking for what you have been able to get so far. After your investigations, the processes can be done by the Attorney General. So, from your own statement, sir, Adena Okache say mutual legal assistance. It is the job of the Attorney General to do it. So, the mutual legal assistance, the Attorney General will have to sit and say, okay, if I want to bring Ken Ofori-Atta, this is what I have to do. If I want to bring Ken Ofori-Atta, this is what I need. If I want to bring Ken Ofori-Atta, this is the institution I have to talk to. Now, I have to make sure I have the investigation proving that Ken Ofori-Atta has committed a crime. So you give the investigations to the Attorney General. Brief the Attorney General of the crimes of Ken Ofori-Atta. The processes to bring Ken Ofori-Atta is not your job. You see, there is a difference between the processes to bring him and the investigations. The Attorney General is lumping the process and the investigations. And then I already confused Ghana for no. Because the Attorney General's job is simple. Do the investigations and hand over the investigations to the Attorney General. The Attorney General will find the processes to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, the Attorney General, the OSP is saying, I am doing the investigation and I'm doing the processes. No, it is not your job. It is not in your place to be doing the processes. Kissie Agyabeng is a liar. He has done no investigations. From his own letter, he was seeking to be granted. He was requesting for the processes to be instituted, meaning he knows he cannot do the processing. He knows the Attorney General is the only office that can start the processing. He can do the investigations. In fact, to secure a warrant is not any big deal in Ghana. It will be the job of the Attorney General to convince the United States government security agencies to secure a warrant in America to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. That is not your job. That is the job of the Attorney General. It is the evidence the Attorney General will provide. It is the evidence and the case he will make to the US government, the security agencies, and be like, you know what? I have a solid case. This is not persecution. This is prosecution. I need this man to come in person and respond to some answers in our court. So you, the American government, I want the court to understand humbly, these are the reasons why I want the court in America, the jurisdiction where Ken Ofori-Atta is, to grant me a warrant of his arrest so that I can hand him over to Ghana. The moment he gets that green light, he tells you, the OSP, to go to America, sit with the agency, however you want to arrest him. By the time you get there, your warrant is ready. Your arrest warrant is ready. You do that and you bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. So there's a distinction between investigating a matter and a process that is going to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. There are two different things here. Inti Kissie Agyabeng Chantro on Kanokre. On said right now he's talking more as his utterances are more political than being the special prosecutor of Ghana. When the special prosecutor is speaking, and I say their spokesperson is speaking, he speaks as if said they don't live in Ghana. They speak as if say they work in a different country. They are working for we, the people of Ghana. And in the first place, Ghanaians want Ken Ofori-Atta back home to answer questions. It is not persecution. You, the Attorney General, you, the special prosecutor, your job is to investigate. Getting a warrant in Ghana or talking to the Interpol to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list is nothing extraordinary. When you went to Interpol to tell them to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list, what did you show them? You showed them the evidence you have gathered and the reason why they have to put him on the wanted list. You cannot just walk to Interpol and say, put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list. You need to prove it. You need to be able to prove to them that, in fact, this guy has committed a crime, that he needs to go back home and answer questions. So even you securing that warrant, it was the evidence you have gathered that helped you or aided you to get that warrant, to be able to put Ken Ofori-Atta on that list. So if the Attorney General is telling you that the same investigations you have done, give it to him so that he can use that investigation to start the processing or the process to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home, you have no right to say you have not finished the investigations. Because I don't think the time you asked for the warrant or you went to seek for a warrant, you had completed your investigation before you get in the warrant to put him on the Interpol red list. Time Omaya didn't to a Interpol red list. I'm not sure since I started with your investigations in but the investigation kakra wo here na wo de kire Interpol no, they believed you and said yes, this guy is supposed to be on the list. Why are you not giving that investigations to the Attorney General? Because the Attorney General wasn't saying say give him a full investigation or say give him whatever you have, the investigations you've conducted so far, what you have plus your investigators. What is the big deal here? Today, Same Darko Akurugu, let me tell you, I didn't want to tell you this, but let me tell Kissie Agyabeng. Kissie Agyabeng has an office at Peduase, right? Around Peduase. On Peduase Lodge, between Peduase Lodge and getting into Eastern Region, he has an office there. That is where they met today. Kissie Agyabeng, between Peduase Lodge ewo ebru kwan so. Any all the way to, I don't want to mention the specific place, but our new office, that is where they met. And all his deals, that is what he's doing. That is where he does it. I want him to know that I know more, and I am going to come hard on him. Attorney General, OSP, I know too much. I have you on video. I know too much about the things you've done. There's this building, Watodaibi, Pediasa Lodge, between Pediasa Lodge and Eastern Region. That house is there. That is where he meets all the people, or say, Wachiomo, they are under investigations. That's where he meets them. I'm not going to let you get away with murder. No. You will have to answer. You have not prepared any docket. You are lying. As I speak to you tonight, they are working on some flimsy They are working on some flimsy report. He's lying. He never had a docket. Now, if the OSP's office is telling us to say, if the OSP's office is telling us to say, Ken Ofori-Atta at the US, in fact, they even know where exactly he lives. Why are you not adding that to your report to give to the Attorney General? It means, OSP office, they have been talking to Ken Ofori-Atta. They even know where he lives in the DMV area. They know exactly his location. Now, they are hiding all these things from us to date. Now, Mama Cho in someone I know can say, there are some processes, there are some things that they have to do, which is a year. Maybe a year. Mami really had been sure. Thank you, team. Ken Ofori-Atta, special prosecutor on Kano Krek. Kissi Jabin is a bad man. Kissi Jabin is a liar. Mami Cho idea. On sana okabibi say yentinyo maybe I say diplomatic and the processes. Look at this. You see, when you read this, this is what it says. Legal and diplomatic processes used by the FBI. Now, mutual legal assistance treaties. This is what it says. Ghana and the US have agreement that allows law enforcement agencies to request and share evidence, conduct joint investigations, and support extradition. So the mutual legal assistance, that is what it means. It means to say, yani US abangwe ewa agreement. Yani US amino ewa agreement to say ye pese ye kwachi obi every area US ba say wabokro no wo Ghana. Yo say yani omo area agency, security agency no. Or say yani omo area eba together. Na yani omo area share evidence. Na ye conducted joint investigations. Na at the end of the day, it me supported the extradition of that suspect. It is say OSP per se, ejuma way easier. This is the job of the Attorney General, not the job of the OSP. Say OSP catcher say they need to make sure they are in diplomatic processes. It is not the job of the OSP. This is the job of the Attorney General. The OSP is making it look like say Attorney General Ejumano, wajad in Ejumano. It is not his job. There is no docket. He's lying. He has never conducted any investigation on Ken Ofori-Atta because he is the one shielding Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, Interpol coordination. The FBI often works through Interpol Ghana, issuing notices or coordinating arrests with local law enforcement. So the FBI, yetikroma FBI for bar, Ghana, and omone ye police, and ye security agencies, collaborate here, omobechinko for be free Ghana, ediomokoye. It's the same thing. That is how it works. So the OSP wants us to think, say, a Jumani is so tedious, is so complex, and that a Juma be bregunu so or say only the OSP was able to secure a warrant. That is nothing. Nobody is forcing the OSP to secure a warrant. Nobody is forcing the OSP to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the Interpol red list. The OSP needs to do investigations and give the dockets to Attorney General. Attorney General, it is his job to make sure he extradites Ken Ofori-Atta. So the processes are the job of processes, no, Attorney General Juma. The investigations, no, OSP Juma. Finito. But the OSP keeps lying every single day because Ojin said Ghana for Jimmy. Now, when you go to, let me educate you on something. Ghanaian security collaboration. The FBI did not operate independently. All arrests were made in partnership with Ghana Police Service, the National Security Secretariat, and the IOCO, that is the Economic and Organized Crime Office. And this is referring to the recent arrest they made. FBI Bahano, they worked with all the security agencies to effect those arrests. It is the same. We have a treaty. We have an agreement with the American government. It is just the Attorney General just requesting, just providing the evidence through his office to tell them, say, you know what, I'm the Attorney General of Ghana. We have one person we want to bring to Ghana. He used to be a former Minister of Finance. Now, the reason why I want you people to help me extradite this guy is because I have evidence proving that he is a man who is wanted. He needs to come answer questions. He has defrauded the nations of billions. Now, these are the evidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to see. Now, if you look through this evidence and you are satisfied, your courts in America can give me the warrant, or even not to give me the warrant, you guys can help me do the investigations, find this suspect, and deport or extradite this suspect to Ghana. That is how it works. Now, OSP say, on na diplomatic processes, no, on na jurisdiction justification, on na bibia, intieja bibia gunuso obwa. His job is simple. In the first place, why crowd put the catcher they say unfa Kedoforiata to Interpol red list? So why the catcher no? Your job is to investigate. Oh yeah, investigations ni we are now. Who find it out to say Kedoforiata is guilty? All that you do is go to the Attorney General and say, Attorney General, this guy, we have investigated him. He's guilty of all these crimes. Now try and collaborate with the American Security Agency. We know the jurisdiction he's in is in the American jurisdiction. We don't have the power to just go in and bring him. Based on this evidence, try and convince the American Security Agency. Let them believe that, or let them understand that these evidence are solid. Let our team and their team collaborate and investigate. After that, let us extradite this guy to Ghana. Finished. Why are we today sitting here? OSP is lecturing us and telling us to say, Jimmy, we don't understand English. We don't know what is happening. He's the only intelligent person, so we should all wait. He's lying. Kedoforiata has been in this business for long. Kedoforiata is not a new thief. Kedoforiata is not a modern day thief. Kedoforiata is an ancient thief. He has been doing this for years. Kedoforiata knew that Sika Obewia or Ghana no Yewia ebe chase no. Kedoforiata left Ghana at the right time. He knew what he was doing. What the warrant never told us, and you know Obi court say he's going to fight you. He has been doing this for years. Kedoforiata is a master in this. He has been defrauding this nation Ghana for years. He knows where he can go and hide that. It's difficult for you to extradite him. And it's not America no. Kedoforiata has investments in America. Kedoforiata has been doing this for years. He knows all the loopholes. So you, the Attorney General, you, the OSP, you should not make it look like you're Jimmy. The OSP needs to be sacked. Eh? I can tell you on authority that the OSP has no docket. He has no investigation report. Let me tell you, they are putting a report together. Kedoforiata or a veteran. Kedoforiata, yes, Senate, or the time you see Kenya Digani. Kedoforiata or your OG, Ope Kronfua when you Kedoforiata when you walk Kronum. And then all started signing with you. So you, the young Attorney General, walking there full of yourself and think it's only Obiano. You cannot lie to us about anything. Your job was simple: investigate and hand over dockets. That's all. The processes to bring Kedoforiata back home is not your job, because one guy letter come at Jubilee House. No, you made it clear, and we now understand. From your first statement, you made it clear. And I may pointed this out to you. Say the Office of the Special Prosecutor request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found. So you know, if you could do this yourself, you could have done it. But you know that you don't have the capacity to extradite Kedoforiata. It is only through the Attorney General's office, through the mutual legal assistance. That is the only way that the suspect can be extradited. That is the only way that Kedoforiata can be investigated and brought to Ghana. So why were you making us believe, say, why are you people making it look like say Jimmy at Ghana? Attorney General is OSP is a liar. And I will never retract this statement. The man is a serious liar. He is the problem of Ghana. All the criminal cases also are investigated. Or bois, he's using it to do business. Kisi Ejabin is a liar. let's not underestimate Kisi Ejabeng. Oni Ken Ofori-Atta mu na ye adwuma. Onim de oye. Kisi Ejabeng is a liar. The people who work with Kisi Ejabeng, those two people, Akurugu and Same Dakon. These are 3 musketeers. They are making billions from the OSP office. So far, we have spent $50.5 million on these 3 people. Go to the OSP office and ask how much they are paid. This OSP has bulletproof cars. He has mansions all over them. See, I am coming to show you Sa Papa Wesika Wenya, how he has duped Ghanaians through that office. $50.5 million. Akwa we ajisika we on chekotre ema osaka kan kwasi asem kireye wasoma small boy Samida Akobe kan kwasi asem wo radio say OSP someone study OSP he's using the same tactics like Jane Mensa on say ende ejaton so no wakotete ena oma ni slave Samida Akona on leading kwasi asem no Samida Ako is the one responding to everything. When a pet limelight reach OSP, when a pet sympathy wo Ghana chain OSP, when a pair say or person you want to say or your mobrowa HN OSP, this is the best time for him to prove to us say he is on top of the game. But because he knows he is not doing the job, because he knows there's nothing like an investigative report, because he knows he was lying to us from day one, he has now gone into hiding. This is a very important issue. We expect the OSP to be speaking. The same thing they could for Adomo, Emma Jane Mensa. When it came to the most important part, it was a Jimesa Casano and Akwasi Abano, yes, or Cotinanchain, na bossman Jimmy Nembeye. That is what they do. Say Basse or Bekasa Beje fans. Aden Obekache a second of Ofori-Atta when your warrant. Say Yanfanokoto Interpol so Aden on Wabekache, Adena obey a press conference or no Aden Nimu Beje our fans because you say Jimmy or the Babe better the CV. Into when it comes to coming to take the fans, coming to take the samba. Ebase oba beje sikano a na odi n'anim aba say ya chine so abokro no pe no akotete o se Samida Akombeye. You people will have to be investigated. First they have to sack you, investigate you people and prosecute you people. You people are liars. OSP asem we enyanjai kan ye be gina so until say e be pamon. And those people who were and Paul Ademochiri ontumi ka OSP asem. Paul Ademochiri, because the OSP sat with him and told him say krono awa bono so peso jelina onko kana asem so on pesi ebe jelina onye di ene Paul Ademochiri cannot discuss OSP. That is the business OSP does. Paul Ademochiri is guilty. He knows he needs to go to jail, but because OSP making sure say or pese or making money out of that office no or becho or say ende so one can one tuma memeya jelu into Paul Ademochiri he's scared because the OSP has a lot on him. And Nitina, you see somebody like Paul Ademochiri and Ontumika OSP asem. Obeka Kura or Brabra so Ontumiko deep. You know the reason? Because he's part of the people the OSP is using his office to protect. See ye OSP we free wa Paul Ademochiri beko jail. Ken Ofori-Atta be dem. Chema Mustafa Hamid ni case no omo be dem sa ABAJ sa nkofo nya but you see OSP no a strategy wa kantan so. He knows what he's doing. We should not underestimate the OSP or a dangerous guy. Me say, Mumbuza Paul Ademochiri say, what's his opinion on the OSP case? On Kabibia. Or Kabia or Beko jail. Because that is the deal. On Henena, or Omoko Pachoma Paul Ademochiri, that is the deal they had. Stay away from OSP and live. Because you are already a criminal. Inti Paul Ademochiri, Asawa Shenetu. Inti seba OSP asamana nkasa ontumi kebi he will make a passing comment because ne life nyina is chained to OSP. Inti Paul Ademochiri nyane na mosa na omuntumi ka OSP asem nyina it's because OSP akachiro me I have it on you. If you go do guy I'll put you in jail. And inti omuntumi ka wasem there are so many people in Ghana they can't speak about the OSP because we didn't can you negotiate at threatening normal. If you mess up you go to jail. OSP are some way the biggest case in Ghana today. I don't know Paul Ademochiri Kebi. He's scared. He's scared. Jail. Paul is a criminal. Paul is a criminal. Until we should not underestimate what the OSP is doing. Or a dangerous man. Let's not see it like OSP there yebejano. Now, So, if you read a document from a year, the authorities, the number of people who were extradited in 2025. My mentor said OSP is a liar. Let me show you something. You see this document? Let me enlarge it. Okay? The Ministry of the Interior to the magistrates of the District Court, Accra. Who read the letter? Who read this as a UAR? 18th of March 2025. Only a womb. These are all the people who were extradited from Ghana. The FBI came, they went to court, they got a warrant, and they extradited all these people. The FBI, when they came to Ghana, they came with evidence. They came to prove to the court to say, we are not just coming to pick these people because we hate them. We are coming for these people because they have committed a crime. Until we read the document now, you can see clearly, OSP is lying. Now, you see, say, whereas a requisition has been made by the diplomatic representative of the United States of America through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration to me, the minister to whom the president has assigned functions under the Extradition Act 1960 for the arrest of Isaac Odro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare, all Ghanaians. And whereas the said Isaac Odro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare are suspected to be in Ghana. Now, therefore, in exercise of the powers conferred on the Minister for the Interior by Section 7.1 of the Extradition Act 1960, Act 22, the following order is hereby made. Now, it is hereby signified that a requisition has been made to me as aforesaid, and you are hereby required in accordance with the provision of Section 7.1 of the Extradition Act 1960, Act 22, to issue a warrant for the apprehension at the said Kwame Isaac Odro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare. So you see, this is what the FBI came, and when they came to tell our country that, you know something, we have come with the evidence. We want to work with Yoku. We want to work with CID. We want to work with Ghana Police. We have enough evidence to prove that these people are in your jurisdiction. They are in Ghana. We are from America. We want you to give us the green light to pick them away. This is the same process that we can use to go bring Ken Ofori-Atta. Why is the OSP telling us to say we need to make sure he has put a process together? This was through the Ministry of the Interior, the Foreign Affairs Ministry. So why can't we do the same? And you, the OSP, you have told us the mutual legal assistance. It is there. The act is there. The way to go is there. So what is your job, OSP? Your job is to provide the evidence for the Attorney General to use in bringing this guy home. So let's not entertain nonsense in Ghana. The OSP is a liar. Mema Obia Njinindi. Say evidence, and I'll prove to you say it's a lie. Every single document this guy brings, I'll prove to you say that document was put together in less than 2 weeks. I'll prove to every Ghanaian. Nire if you say Omo Mutual report, no, they are my people. Nire if you say Omo Audio Mudin Komono, they are my people. Nire if you say Inkofona offer from us Buano, na put a report together, they are my people. Every single thing that he's doing, I know. The day he will release what he calls the investigations, I will release something, and you people will be shocked. Kisie Jabe is a liar. He needs to be sacked. Sami Darko is a liar. He needs to be sacked. Akurugu is another liar. These three musketeers, they have taken $50.5 million. They are just playing with us. Now, Momianko enim. Now, there's another question I want to ask the OSP. Now, from a Sami Darko interview granted in Deno, he told us to say the OSP knows about the whereabouts of Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, Mamimbo, Namimbusa OSP one question, or Chinamuina Mumbusa no, Honorable say OSP is a liar. Listen to the guy's interview again.
I don't think that there is any problem between the OSP. Quickly go through some of them. One of the important documents you need for extradition is the arrest warrant. The OSP has the arrest warrant. And if you remember, I know that the media has not been covering it. Since we got the arrest warrant against Mr. Ofori-Atta, he has sued the OSP about 7-8 times. And the OSP since June has been battling these lawsuits alone in court, just to ensure that the arrest warrants remain valid. The next thing you will need is an Interpol red notice. The OSP worked tirelessly and secured the Interpol red notice. And the red notice is alive as we speak. Even as I talk to you, Interpol International has written to us to justify why it should continue to remain on it. And that is routine. Almost every 6 months, you have to justify why a person should continue to be on red notice. And people who don't know the meaning of red notice, it means that the OSP has effectively restricted the movement of Mr. Ofori-Atta. Hitherto, we have records that shows that he was crisscrossing America and London. But currently, as we speak, he cannot do that. And we know that he's currently somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, Washington. And so those who think nothing has been done, we restricted the movement of Mr. Ofori-Atta. Hitherto, we have records that shows that he was crisscrossing America and London. But currently, as we speak, he cannot do that. And we know that he's currently somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, Washington. And so those who think nothing
now pay attention. Also, Okasano, or say they have information that Ken Ofori-Atta was crisscrossing between America and London, and they have information that Ken Ofori-Atta is in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Meaning, when it comes to jurisdiction and location, they know. Meaning, at least they have an idea of where Ken Ofori-Atta is. And you need to pay attention to those things. Okasano osi omunim. Sena Ken Ofori-Atta of US eko London oko enoba. And almost our information says Oba US is within a DMV area. Meaning, when you're talking about jurisdiction, when you're talking about location, the OSP knows where Ken Ofori-Atta is. It's not like Ken Ofori-Atta is in America somewhere. He said they have been able to pin him to DMV. He's in Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C. area. Now, so we read the letter now, OSP Chokoma, Chief of Staff, the first letter now, OSP say, the Office of the Special Prosecutor requests for the extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Ken Nana-Yaa Ofori-Atta. In the letter that OSP wrote to the Chief of Staff, the OSP could have simply stated in that we know where his location is. But in the letter, he made the Chief of Staff understand that they, the OSP, that office, they do not know the whereabouts of Ken Ofori-Atta. They don't even have his current location, the jurisdiction that he's in. But he's writing to the Chief of Staff to tell him, say, they should help him find where Ken Ofori-Atta is. To remember, when he was writing this letter, he was basically telling the Chief of Staff, we don't even know where this guy is. When he wrote the letter, what he was trying to imply was that we don't know where Ken Ofori-Atta is. We don't even know his location, the jurisdiction he is in. So the Chief of Staff, they should help him start the process of extraditing Ken Ofori-Atta. And the same people are telling us today that they have known that Ken Ofori-Atta has been moving between US and the UK. And also, they have pinned him to DMV area in the Washington, Maryland, Virginia area. Meaning, Tamana Ocho Letanakoma Chief of Staff, no, the OSP knew the location of Ken Ofori-Atta. So you see, the OSP is a liar. Now, Okay, this is what it says. The OSP is blowing himself up. Now, an extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta, who served as the minister responsible for finance of the Republic of blah, blah, blah. This request is founded on the consideration that Mr. Oforiatta, who departed the jurisdiction early January 2025, has no intentions of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction. And for which reason the OSP has declared him a wanted person and a fugitive from justice as the prime suspect in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding the following. Even in his second paragraph, he made it clear that Kenneth Oforiatta has left Ghana and that wherever he's heading to, Onumpo Onim, they don't know his destination or his location the moment Nana Ultra Letanabri Chief of Staff. No, they didn't even know his whereabouts. They don't know whether he's living in India, in Japan, whether he's in Canada or he's in America or he's in... They didn't have an idea, jurisdiction, location. But the same person, the communications director of OSP was telling us, say, they knew that Kenneth Oforiatta was moving between US and the UK and also in the DMV area in America. So why was he acting as if he didn't know the exact location of Kenneth Oforiatta? Kisia Jabeng is a criminal. May try and manage the report number. When he brings his report, I will show you something. You'll be shocked, the whole Ghana. And I know he thinks to say, Obia Nimsa Adiano. Me per se, or no edits an investigative report about the real job he has done. Now, the OSP Act, Diane Tuaso, any other stories, is 644, 1044 in Ghana. There are so many things we have to talk about today. But Mami, we quickly. Now, the OSP Act, Ediana, Ediana womb, Mami reading show the OSP Act, no, let me enlarge it. Send a bear Kwasi Kase Kevin Taylor. Son of Kano, one chair document, minimum of one. Now, mandate of the office. This is the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017. Yeti office no actor eboho baini. Mandate of the office, except as otherwise provided in the Constitution, the office is not subject to direction or control of a person or authority in the performance of its functions of the office. 2. Subject to Clause 4 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the office shall, for the purposes of this Act, be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related offenses. Act Nini. The OSP is not independent. The OSP works under the Attorney General. It is the OSP because they are independent and they are an institution that works on its own. He's lying. The Attorney General can instruct the OSP to do something. When you read the Act, the mandate of the office, point 4, 1. Except as otherwise provided in the Constitution, the office is not subject to the direction or control of a person or an authority in the performance of the functions of the office. 2. Subject to Clause 4 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the OSP office shall, for the purposes of this Act, be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct. So Act nature say the Attorney General can instruct him. It can authorize him to initiate an investigation, to conduct an investigation. The Office of the Special Prosecutor should take instructions from the Attorney General's office. Even though it is independent, it is still working under the office of the Attorney General. The Act states it clearly. So the Special Prosecutor is not like an independent and absolute independent that nobody can instruct them or talk to them about something. The Act is clear. The reason why I be reading Act is because I'll be showing you something very soon. And me besa wo this Act way too trim. Me won say or prepare fake report to be. Or the side report to the bar, match our DB. Anytime I say Act way for too trim. Obi say, why are you not directing some of the blame to the NDC administration? You are being biased. Why should I direct? The Attorney General asked for the information. Why is the OSP holding on to the information? Actually, wait, Jimmy. Actually, you don't understand what is happening. Without the investigations, the Attorney General cannot just go to America and tell them, I want to bring Ofori-Atta. Attorney General needs to make a case. Jimmy. The Attorney General needs to make a case. And the only way he can make a case is when the OSP had provided or OSP provides him with an investigation report. A factual with evidence. And then the bullet to bring to the US authorities to say, based on these investigations, based on these facts, we want to bring Ken Ofori-Atta home. Help us investigate and bring him. So how do you blame the administration when the OSP is supposed to give the Attorney General? If the OSP hands over an investigation solid, and any fake investigation, an investigation that is solid, not the Attorney General now, then we can stay on the Attorney General because he was appointed by the president, and tell the Attorney General that, per what you have been given, is it enough for you to go to the U.S. security authorities or security agencies to request for the extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta? Mo MPP for mo bi mo Jimmy anything na obi te say Kennedy Bawumia Bane Champon enkwasiafo wetumi dada mo no mo adwene ade say asantefo kraman yama mo dompe amompe de bia mo pe chewing gum. That is why majority of you people are stupid. MPP for mo Jimmy. This is not about NDC MPP. This is about rules and regulations. People adhering to strict regulations. Your job is this and someone's job is that. Do your job and let us know that you are credible. Do investigations, hand it over. That's all. Echo ya kwasia and our better say, oh, Adentina, blame the government of the day. The government of the day is the Attorney General waiting for the investigation report. More MPP, Jimmy Dodo. Now, let's move forward. There's this story here I want us to talk about exactly 6:50 in Ghana. No, about 10:50, and the institution in term. We have been on air for 1 hour 21 minutes. Very, very tough. Now, my mention another story we want to talk about. No, I think social media story. This is one story I believe say a very, very important, and it's got to do with gold in Ghana. It's got to do with and how gold prices are costly. Now, there is something we all need to understand, and sometimes because of being too excited, there is a reason here gold for oil no, but we de buy no, de eka ebeto Ghana for over $1.8 million. Or let me see, gold for oil boy eka saying we are talking about over 1.8 billion Ghana cedis, close to all the 317 account, almost 1.3 billion. All those monies we lost it under gold for oil. There's a reason now, and the news are yehu say gold price hit new record high 4,222, and the gold bako it is worth $4,222,000. Now, right now, we are excited as a nation, and this is a very important conversation we need to have. Now, check gold prices are. Say, and the gold price is a costro. And the Ghana dollar no above from abedu 10. And the majority of Ghana for are excited. Right now, the amount of gold we are producing as a nation is going up because we have put measures in place through gold board policies. Right now, we are able to guide, we are able to make sure gold that you turn to Ghana legally, they are basically bought by the government. Now, so who gold prices say akosura? From my experience as somebody who deals in Forex and somebody who knows a little bit about how gold works, my little knowledge, any little wisdom tells me to say, we as a nation, we need to be careful about gold price here could say. We all know, say, right now, our economy, a gold in the economy, we all know. In fact, so your gross, your current gold reserve, and your gross international reserves now. So we are seeking gold handle about 45% of Ghana yesika yeteso yedi Ghana hujuma. So it is a big deal. In this end, gold price the cost Ghana as a nation, we are excited because now gold price across to gold. But we also have to be very careful. And this is an advice I want to give to this government. This is a genuine advice. And I went into a meeting with my team and I told my team, say, if Ghana doesn't take care, we are sitting on a time bomber. You're very careful. Gold price is not air kosro. Sebio, majority of your sika, your reserve. You can see a reserve. Sika, your wadawa, a physical gold, about 45% of Ghana sika. We have to be very careful because gold, a commodity beer. Obeda na adiachino, the price can drop from $4,000 to $1,000. Now, the danger in what is happening now, people like us, we are scared and they say, yeah, economy, right now, we are producing a lot of gold. And when you go to the Bank of Ghana, there is a lot of gold sitting away reserving. Now, right now, you will say, because the gold prices are going up, our gold is worth a lot of money. Now, you need to understand and say, send check the way a gold price is cost. Now we call back into history. Now we check the way a gold prices it me fluctuate. The way a gold prices overnight it me sisa. The way the dollar reacts to the shocks around the world. And I say dollar, the way it reacts when it's under pressure, that is the same way gold also reacts. So into what check here, I'll show you a chart about 10 years back. Osha dollar kofoma na gold kosro. Because the two move together. Say gold kosra na dollar bafom. Say dollar bafoma na gold kosro. The two work together because say amount for dollar eba foma, people don't have enough money to purchase gold. Now, say gold bafoma, people at the end of the day, because dollar goes up, people have enough dollars to purchase gold. Into Usha, gold and dollar, they move hand in hand. Right now, as a nation, your sika about 45% of your sika are a good Bank of Ghana, a physical gold. Now, when we have physical gold like this sitting at the Bank of Ghana, and we are not the people who determine the fate of gold, and I say how gold will maintain its value in 24 hours, then it means we need to be very careful as a nation, banging all our hopes on gold reserves. Now, when you go back into history a little bit, I'm talking about a Bank of Ghana. The reason why it's here, Bawumia did gold for oil buyer, your bulk was that Mahamudu Bawumia were lifting the gold and then going to exchange gold for oil. Now, so we lift gold in the anopa, na gold an ounce, 4,000. Now the number persona who could do Dubai. Now the physical gold kwaje oil. Now bedru na gold price is not at about 2,000 an ounce. It means so we lifted $20 million worth of gold. Udi bedru Dubai that gold and $20 million it has dropped to $10 million. And that is the danger when an economy rests on physical gold reserve. I am not saying we as a nation, we should not have gold in our reserves. We need gold. Gold is a commodity that never goes out of fashion. Or gold is a commodity that every nation needs as a backup. But when the nation prioritizes gold over everything and makes gold the main backbone of its financial status, then it means that country is walking on a very slim line. Now, what we have noticed in NSA, when you go back into history, about 10 years, let me show you something. And this is a gentle advice I want to give to the Bank of Ghana. I want to give to the finance minister. This is something we need to concentrate and speak on. And we are going to have this conversation for about a week until the authorities hear, because we are doing well now. Though gold is up now, but gold cannot be trusted. And the amount of gold we have in physical gold, the Bank of Ghana, that gold overnight, say 100 billion, it could turn into 2 billion. And let me explain to you why we as a nation, respectfully, we need to have this conversation. Because we international your gross international reserves, about 45% are gold. A physical gold. You are walking on a very slippery slope, dangerous. Now, you see, when you check the trajectory, when it comes to gold and a dollar, so check it. This is gold price and US dollar correlation and 10-year chart. And I'm going to now, so check it, the 10-year chart, gold and the dollar, correlation, the way they work hand in hand, you will see, say, anytime gold is high, it gets to a point, it is going to drop. Dollar will take over. Now, we have seen gold rise over a period now. And the gold is around 4.2. That is 4,200 and something. Now, gold will go to a point where it will peak. It cannot go again. Now, that moment now, it will peak, you need to understand that the dollar will be gaining its strength. Now, when the dollar gains its strength, automatically gold will drop. Now, gold have been through 4.2 there about now. Gold is still peaking. At a point, it needs to drop because the correlation between gold and dollar, that is how they are able to manage world economies. And remember, so we check a chart where blue one and a dollar, and you can see the gold as gold, and you see the way they move. Oh, say every time now the dollar is peaking, the gold is also peaking down. And I'm saying the gold, you could see the gold price starts to drop. Now, the more the dollar goes up, the more the gold goes down a little bit. Now, at a point, you could see the dollar peaked and a gold and a peaky past the dollar. So, as we speak today, the gold value, it is doing better than what we call than against the dollar. Now, the probability, and this is not a probability that is half probability, a 100% probability say gold where it has gotten to in a week or two or maximum a month, gold will drop. There are so many things that brings, and I say, decides or determines the price of gold. Send there, yada, na se adye channel pa, you're reporting with CNN, Fox News, whatever, MSNBC. Near said Donald Trump is sicker. With all due respect, he's not feeling well. The price of gold will drop. When the president of America decides to make a statement, maybe people think, say, it did not go well with some business people around the world, the price of gold will drop. So why do you keep physical gold, so much of physical gold in your reserve? Abra, when it comes to dollar, the cash dollar, you can use the dollar in different ways. You cannot use gold. And let me tell you, it is good you have gold, but it is also good that you have enough dollar cash against the gold. Said when you fall back, said cash, say you every point to me, you can fall back on the gold as a backup. Now, when you look at this chart, you can see clearly say gold will go and get to a point whereby it will drop. And this is the situation whereby I can tell you an authority, the amount of gold we have as a nation now in our reserve is close to 46% of our gross international reserves. Very dangerous. Now, what we believe, and from our checks, what I believe should be done is simple. Now, when you go back a little bit, we have enough gold in our reserves. Now, say enough gold. We have, I think, in 2024, time about Omiamo Efrisuno, the last quarter of 2024. Now gold, now you're near about 27 tons of gold. Bank of Ghana. That was the gold and a C Bank of Ghana. The reason why I got for oil near Bokana was that we were lifting physical gold and going on the market to exchange for oil. In the process of even taking that gold, physical gold to go take oil, in that process, that period, the gold can drop. In two time gold, 20 billion. Undu Dubai, now cut 6 billion. So it is not wise for you to be lifting physical gold and exchanging it for products like oil. And it's now, gold for oil, we made a lot of losses because they did not have the intelligence to understand, say, gold is a commodity that basically fluctuates and its price is determined by every second. Now, our little advice, the buying way, and the Bank of Ghana is simple. Now, so I'll step back. The last quarter of 2024, now gold that you Bank of Ghana, now 27 tons. That is so your gross international your gross international reserves are gold, physical gold are not a Bank of Ghana no, na about 33% of our gross international reserve. Meaning ye sika ankasa no, sika ema ye running a crow way to say Ghana no, na gold physical or 33% out of the 100. Meaning time about omiamu free power no, near about 27 tons of gold sitting physical gold at the Bank of Ghana. That is enough gold. That is a lot of gold. That is gold that you can run a country with. Now, interestingly, about 2025, no, our gold reserve are now about 27%, which is 33% of our gross international reserve. No. It has now moved from 2025, first quarter to October 15th. No, it has moved from 27% to 45%. In tons, no, now we have 35 tons of gold. So since the introduction of Gold Board, since the introduction of rules, regulations, making sure the smuggling and the illegal gold, we're stopping all these things. Our gold reserves, physical gold, are now 27 tons. And it represents 33% of our gross international reserve. Right now, it has moved to what we call 35 tons. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, almost 8. We have been able to increase the amount of gold that a good Bank of Ghana. Right now, our gross international reserve, we are around 45%. Meaning, yesika gold, yesika yenya gold, a representative 45% physical gold. Now, so we physical gold. We seek that physical gold, 45% of reserve, dangerous. The advice we want to advise the governor, we want to advise the Ghana government, is simple. At this point, we should at least make sure, say, sa baby about to gold 27 tons, na 33% of our gross international reserve. No, we believe from our checks, we believe, say, we are supposed to cap the amount of gold we have at the Bank of Ghana. Yamfa tabono entoso ekodru point we say okay, you do 27% of gold, which is 33% of our gross international reserve. No, let us cap it. Yamanin si wo any gold be ebenya after 27%, which is from 2024 to now. We need to change it into dollar. Inti sa 27 tons near betu what we believe will help Ghana Nibia or Shebin say yempesa dollar no overnight. You both a dollar now cost 17 and it's 16 now. What the government should do now, and it is very important to me, because when we looked at the trajectory, now we study the world market, any other adena, what we believe in is say, if the government of the day or through if they're able to cap the amount of gold we have in our reserve, because when you have physical gold, 27 tons, now say, sa gold no egu o reserve. Say adie bechi, na say gold price every 4,000 abedu 1,000. That 27 tons no say a representative $40 billion. Remember, it will now represent $4 billion. But if you are able to make sure, so what capi gold no 27 tons, even when the gold value drops, now say the world reserve no price no drop here. The physical one, which is money, because the canon when you convert it into forex, which is physical dollar, that will not affect the dollar. It means you will still have enough reserve to run your nation. Until let me make it simple for you. Sanka 2024, NDC for about 27 tons of gold, which is enough, 33%, no, and then come cap now. What would have happened? And they say, and there, and gold be mubiano. What the NDC government or the Bank of Ghana is supposed to do, and they say, every gold that comes in, they need to change it into dollar and keep it in the Bank of Ghana. And this idea about China. Now, see gold price, it has dropped from $4,200 to $1,000. At the point, sad dollars now, gold is into dollars in your home because it still stays where the value is still the same. What we will lose is that we will lose the value of the gold. And the issue is the gold is not a commodity we are selling today because we have dollars. So what we can do is say, we will still keep the gold. We are not going to sell when the price drops. We will still keep our 27 tons. What we are going to do is we are going to work with the gold we have changed into dollar. So the Bank of Ghana can now fall on the dollar. The gold that they have sold and changed into dollar. No? And then the 27 tons now, you are copy gold. We should be able to put a law together. you do 27 tons and not 28, 29 tons, we should not add any more gold. What we have to do is any gold we get after 27 or 28 tons, we have to change it into dollar. Because we cannot trust this. If Ochanopa say dollar no change, na say gold no drop about 3,000, 2,000, it means say gold na 45% of our international gross reserve is the Bank of Ghana no price ni mwache too. That means we have devalued the gold and it is going to affect our forex. It is going to affect the dollar rate. Meaning we don't have enough dollar to do business. Into other internet the same mina you say dollar na cost no. Why don't we cap the gold? Let us cap the gold. Let us say it is enough. If you have 28% tons, 28 tons of gold sitting at the Bank of Ghana, it's enough. Now, from January till now, I was here ton. You're done in the money, you're done in the dollar, you're keeping a Bank of Ghana. Adiabachi, not Donald Trump, sorry, now Oka BB, and not Arabians, BB, and then Tokasi or Middle East. Now, because of gold price that drop here, we don't care because we have enough gold. We have 28 or 27 tons. We don't want to sell because we have gold, we have sold that my physical dollar is still. And that is how we are supposed to run because he take it decision way quick. That's a gold way, the price in drop here. What is going to happen? And they say the Bank of Ghana will have to absorb a cano. And remember, problem say right now no to gold Emma Bank of Ghana, which is a gold board no. The prices they are buying the gold in the market no. Also to say in the market no gold board eto gold no $2 and I said $20. Now say international market no so eto sa gold no I think say $18. Remember the moment Sabia, you turn $20 our market so our Ghana. You say aggregators in your gold at $20. Example. Now see your international market. Now say and the gold no, you say your ton, you bet my omotono 22 and I say omotono 18. Meaning, sa gold na Bank of Ghana to toy no automatically gold be obeton be a boka $2. And that is dangerous. So imagine. Say, sa gold we go nyina over be 35 tons. Na adia bechi, na ye de sika be 100 billion ton nyina o market na be go Bank of Ghana. Na adia bechi, na ye kwa koton, na sa price ye ton o market no so no, it is cheaper than the price we bought. And also, adia bechi, na price no so asa drop it half. It means say, sa 10 billion ye de to sa gold o market we will end up having only 2 billion. Now, who is going to incur the loss? What is going to happen is the dollar is going to rise. The dollar is going to move from 10 to 17, 18. And because all that they did was that they relied on gold. And the stupidity of them, they could not change some of the gold into cash. They were relying on just the gold, physical gold. They'll put it in a ship and say, take it to Dubai and go and buy oil. When you get to Dubai and the price of gold has dropped, it means you have already made losses before buying the oil. But right now, we have enough gold. We have about 35 tons of gold sitting. And all this gold, in 24 hours, the price can drop. So my advice and my little advice to the Bank of Ghana, please, we should cap the gold. Sa gold near about 27 tons is enough gold. You can even just cap it at 30. Just cap it 28, 20, cap it there. And say, yeah, the gold do 29 tons. I am for gold in CBM. You better turn the baby bia. Mama yen turn the baby bia and then a dollar near Fingu Bank of Ghana. Because what happens in the say gold untumi for enko ye enfan ye business. And when I say you cannot do untumi for gold and you see gold as bonds. You can't use gold as bonds. But you see, when you have dollar, it's liquid. Dollar can do every job. A juma dollar betuma yeno. The gold cannot do it. In fact, you need dollar to buy gold. And see, if you put all your hopes on gold, that's a gold price drop here, your economy will shut down. And so let us be smart. We are producing enough gold. Let us cap the gold. Let us cap the gold. 27 tons, 28 tons, cap it. Let us sit at the Bank of Ghana. Whether gold price goes up or goes down, do not touch it. All that you need to do is go that album from January till now. Sell that gold now. Sell that gold and make it money. Make it dollar and keep it in the Bank of Ghana. That is the only way we all need to speak on this because yanhwe na sa dollar we baby do 4.2 adebechi and any shock happens that gold need drop it to maybe 2,000 that we are done as a nation. Let us all understand this simple thing because we have been there before. In 2024, now gold and the Bank of Ghana, it was worth 3 billion. Today, as we speak, gold at Bank of Ghana is about 5.7 billion. That is too much. That is too much. 2024, say, gold worth $3 billion. Let us keep it there. The Abeka 2.7 billion. We need to change that into physical dollar and keep it at the Bank of Ghana. And I am respectfully telling the governor, I am telling the people who are in charge, sign your way here. And I'm never going to stop talking about this because, you see, Ochina Mekan Wasem, Monday Mekan Wasem, I will remind Ghanaians, I'm abandoning who say, the people want you people to take the right decision. Because we live here. Me, I'm in Forex. I've been dealing in these things. I know. Dollar never could do point to be, it will peak and could be. And the only thing it has to do is to drop. Every single drop, our dollar, it's a negative or a debt to Ghana people or the government of Ghana. A car when you go back now, check a car at the same boy when they were in office. It was because of the gold that they were basically selling directly. Because at the end of the day, they hopes in go gold and so time gold in the physical. Net transaction with not gold price the crowd drop it. So every time there's a deficit, it goes against the Bank of Ghana. So what happens? They say, so I could check it. Add this more. A car Bank of Ghana boy, the majority of them, it was because they were dealing directly in only gold. They were not changing some of the gold into dollars. And if we are not careful and change our ways as a nation, and I know these people, this group of people, they are knowledgeable than me. We told you so. Economics, we are seeing now, but I'm speaking basic. Moment copy your gold, respectfully, Mr. President. The finance minister, the governor of Bank of Ghana, many economist, but I know the streets. Ghana for mutiema, omo anantiache, omunim de mekano. Let us cap our gold. 27%, 27 tons, 28 tons a year. Keep it as physical gold. Gold that is starting here since the inception of gold board basin there. Let us change all that gold into dollar and keep it at the Bank of Ghana. Say gold price echo form na enough dollar, we wouldn't care. The gold will sit there, there will be any problem. Say gold price esa could do 8,000. Our gold there will be valuable. We can take some and sell and make dollar. Because day to day, we deal in dollars. It is very important. Gold we here dollar. Gold. O person we gold we here dollar and now they to gold. So let us at least, and this thing really worries me. It's something I'm a person we need to, because the Bank of Ghana and the government of the day and the finance minister, someone say, way, now gold will drop here. We are done. The dollar is going to shoot up. I'll come back and discuss this matter again. All right. Now, and the Ayatin say, after your marking Akasa, team, stay with me. Team, you want me to show something? It's okay. Do you still want me to show this? Yeah, we can do it tomorrow. We are going to speak on this again. And then we can speak on this particular table. All right, team. Now, and after your mark in Akasa, Tokonu, the first son. And Tokonu's first son is saying, minority reject removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. The process lacked transparency. To date, no one has seen the said document that established the prima facie against her. Minority, after your marking, and on your opportunity to speak, or the constituents I could see our 500,000 Ghana. And as usual, MP before say, Tokonu. Bonnie Okodi ya pamono as the Chief Justice no. Omo say anko ye, entwa ye, and that omo feel say sebio ekwan na ye de Tokonu fast no establish no establish evidence against no a ye constitution so ama ye pamo Tokonu no omo MPP for omo ntiase enti enya den. So what should we do? Into munya power mo be yi obi edi. At the end of the day, if you don't understand the process, go to court. Tokonu is not coming back. Afenyomakin became so powerful and so disrespectful. The first time in the history of Ghana, a member of parliament felt to say our power change speaker of parliament was because Afenyomakin was licking the butt of Tokonu. Now Afenyomakin or Tafri Tokonu too. At a point, Afenyomakin did not even respect yet the judiciary, the legislature, which was independent. At a point, it's not Ghana. Yet to me can't assemble our parliament. Now Afenyomakin and opportunity was sorry Tokonu or say, make sure say you call my case. Now there were so many cases sitting at the Supreme Court. Now Miami we have a children the two. No afraid case no with dear Afenyomakin. At a point, Afenyomakin, because of Tokonu, the NPP majority in parliament never respected our constitution. And all these things went on. And today, say yatina sidia wusa Miami we jumadia odi no sebio obokro no keta hye ene nyoma bi a wendi so enti e wo say yetwe to akonwa. The people who were enabling the Miami way, no. You see, the NPP at a point after Tokonu say Chief Justice, no, they felt to say Tokonu was young, and that Tokonu was one of them, and that they were going to use Tokonu to suppress Ghana. It was when Tokonu came into the picture, and Omokachere say Ghana card kramfazuni so. Omokachere say ukuta passport to cry a useless document. These people told us nobody is a citizen of Ghana except Samere, who is a foreigner. That is what they used Tokonu to do. The Tokonu baye ebe turning the constitution upside down. They did not respect anybody in Ghana. In fact, during a time and no more power, not Tokonu, Chief Justice, the only thing they will tell you is go to their mother because they are licking their mother's ass. And that when you go there, their mom will tell you that my children, the MPP children, you cannot do what they do for me. And at a point, we all felt to say, and then Omani Yebunisa, I didn't know Nipebi Ahajaki Omano. Afenyomakin to me PF free parliament or disrespected speaker. No, the Mikaba Supreme Court in less than 10 hours. Namami we have free case, Ediam Afenyomakin. So at a point, you will say a chrono. There are some people na ya dibibia momo omuna na omorani chrono. There were first class citizens and second class citizens. If the minority in parliament, if they feel say the constitution edin ejuma ama mami we actually they don't understand that, they can equally go to court because they tell us that they are good lawyers in MPP. KT Amon Jimmy no a lawyer. Afenyomakin Wankasankasa a lawyer. There are so many quack lawyers in the MPP. You people can put a document together and go challenge the decision in the court. Why are you standing in parliament and making noise? Who cares about Tokonu? Tokonu herself knows to say, Wendim Raso, Ebesinne. Why na Ghana wait much emraba kwa constitution ibuswa emyade pam Tokonu? Because Ghana constitution the pam Tokonu enya wo enya me a constitution na yedi tumi ahyem no ene na pam osono maame. Until you people prove to us say constitution is a mistake, say constitution is nimra so, say constitution is biased, then but if you're not able to prove that, to tell us say until the from the day you establish a case obi ani hu bibia that day you are not making any case, go to court and force the court to give you the facts. Never bet say unimu mrano na say unimu nyansa che nyina on say efutu pidi no ono we Jimmy kakra a youthful exuberance onyini nchemesa but on say adwini ba ne tim Afenyomakin tim no odwin say Ghana fo nyina adwini so e te say winiba fo MPP fo mo winiba no Afenyomakin hu mo say Ghana fo nyina adwini so te say omo enti ana or ne Ghana for kasa ana odwin say one sebio MPP apetition for mo winiba na e kasa. No, the majority of people omo MPP Afenyomakin constituency omo MPP for ma adwini wo fom dodo ne apetition for sa MPP for mu gu sa area ho no oyo omo MP no ayana na adwene say because dodo no apetition omo MPP for mo adwene wo fom nti ayana na adwene say ye nyina adwene wo fom. Until this guy comes to parliament and then he starts to talk about nonsense here. Assembly of Parliament in it. Listen to look at this. We believe that in 2028, the minority will be the majority. Such a childish talk. Efutu PDD, the pedophile protector. He talks so childishly because you see, party na onyo monamno, onimsa party no duduone Jimmy. So in their head, when they say these things to their followers, it makes them feel say they win power. Now, you can't just stand in parliament and tell Ghana for say, oh, in 2028, the minority will be majority. And then the party, some a serious party, Omeka say you are stupid. This is the time for us to reflect on the things we did. This is the time for us to prove to Ghanaians that we basically run this nation down and that we can do better by making sure say, we learn from our mistakes for the next 28, 30, 42 years. This is the time you need to make people understand. Say, now the arrogance and the self-belief, because uwo bi say Masawudu we Jimmy ontumi ntron kenkan. Uwo bi say Mustafa Ayedie Salam we Jimmy Hwenanabi. These people see the party foot soldiers, they don't respect them. You just come to parliament and say, oh, in 2028, the minority will be majority. After your marking, they handed a party, Nanipa 176, so one day and then you could tell. After your marking, you led all these people, and I 87. Now, say MPP as a political party, so many munyansa. It's party no many munyansa no munjimiya. Even NDC no more opposition, and no more 136 so they were able to still reshuffle their leadership because and yes, no leadership in you. They needed some new faces to bring some new energy to show a new direction for the people to see. Say now we have pumped some new gas into our leadership, and it's that the NPP even NDC even changed their leadership at a point because it is not say Haruna Idris is bad, Muntakamu they are bad. The party wanted to let the people following them and also Ghanaians understand to say this is a party that is showing a new face, that is showing a new gas, that is showing a new form of ideology, vision. So we are trying to change the face for people to understand that it's a party of diverse people, diverse ideas. When even the leadership changes, the party will still be consistent. And these things in communication and in politics, it really helps and it goes down. Because so hand the party at the Akwawe parliament with this number of people. Now you're that's a number that drop about 87. Now, as a political party is still rallying behind this guy, then the party is made up of fools. In the chair, after your numbers, about 30. So what is the standards? And then I'm going to measure Akwawe performance. And then MP before, mode measure a Futu PDD, the performance. Then I'm going to measure the performance. And it means to say, if you people don't have a problem with this guy bringing the numbers from where it was to 87, then you will still not have a problem when this guy takes the numbers to 50. That is the message you people are sending out there. That is what you people are telling Ghanaians. And Ghana will not take you serious again. If this guy is still leading people in parliament, what else is he going to add? Then or the Bible come home, he's just going to scream. Or better turn home, or be insinuate, or because where madam for, where they be careful, they will not give you appointment. You there we know you. The party, sir, Obe Jimmy wants 4 years. Now number 87, now about 54. That is what he's going to do. He is going to try and showcase himself. He is going to try and you see, this guy, his problem is that the moment he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, he's not thinking about his party. He's thinking about how good he will look to himself. And he's always steady. He's full of himself. Anytime he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, it's like, let me prove to MP before Jimmy Fonse, I'm a lawyer. Now, I'm qualified to be in this position. But he is not proving to them, say, I can use my intelligence to bring this party back to power. And every time, so steady here, power. When he's given the opportunity to speak in parliament, it is not about his party. It is about making the other person in front of him look less than him. An inferiority complex. People who think Somako school are that's how they feel. So every day, he looks at the other side. He sees a lot of people who are better than him. A lot of people who basically in politics have conducted themselves better than him, who are proactive, who are progressive. A lot of people on the other side who he is trying to be like. This guy wants to be like Ato Forsen. He wants to be like Ayaraga. He wants to be like the people in front of him, Haruna Idrisu. He still sees himself say, undo that level. No? So his competition is his opponent sitting in front of him. His competition is not to make sure Ghanaians understand the people he's leading as a minority in parliament to bring the NPP to power. It is about himself. It is about what he's wearing, how he's speaking, who he's bantering. It is not about projecting the NPP as a political party, making Ghanaians understand. So he is not thinking about that. It is the deep inferiority complex that is suppressing this guy. And you see, that is why sometimes you see him. All his banters are, I need to pick on this guy. I need to prove to this guy. This guy, Munshano, where do you wine? What do you position? I will ebebre. He is not there. He is there to feel himself, to let people into an inferiority complex. He has done everything in his political career. The NPP still seems so young. He has done everything in his political career. The NPP themselves, they have not still given him that room, that thing he deserves. The way he's feeling, that is the same thing Akufo-Addo felt for 33 years he wanted to be president. Until also he's spending more on how he wants to look. He's talking about his shoes. He's talking about his looks. He's talking about who is not going to get position. He's trying to make sure, say, the people he wants to be like. This guy wants to be like Ato Forson. This guy wants to be like Haruna. This guy wants to be like Arariga. This guy, he wants to be something. But the people he's leading, the people still don't recognize him as somebody, because MPP4, they still see Oseche Mensah Bonsu far, far intelligent than this guy. And this guy is trying to match up to that level. He's trying everything possible to be known. By force, address me as Osahin, address me as this. This is the MPP. So you can see inferiority complex has suppressed his inner intelligence. So I share the deep power. That is what you will see. Yeah, it's all about himself. Because he did not get the opportunity to lead. He did not get the opportunity to feel, say, he is in charge. You can see a man who is clamoring, who is trying everything possible to be recognized by his fellow men. If this guy was supposed to be in Yugoslavia and go gay, because he does not know where he belongs. Do you get it? Into Yenya psychology say, when you watch people like Afenyo we laugh because he's the easiest, he's the weakest link in the NPP in parliament. You see, when Ayariga is speaking and Afenyo is speaking, Afenyo feels like, why are you still making me less? He has bought all the shirts. He has bought all the suits. He has bought all the red souls. He has tried everything. Still, he is not getting to that level he wants people to see who he is. Anything at all, Breno. And if this guy, everything is about, this guy in a few months ago, one can't say he should be addressed as the majority leader. He was having a fight with a reporter. And the inferiority complex. Since he said Osisu as Akora, he has never gotten that thing. And he's still searching for it. This is a guy who was fighting a mere reporter. Why did you address me as minority caucus leader? This is the most childish, foolish thing I've ever seen a politician exhibit on national television. Hey, why are you addressing me? Why are you addressing me? Today you are the minority leader. The guy is so daft. His level of intelligence is so low. It is all about himself. It is about how he wants. Everything is about, don't you know me? Do you know my position? Can't you tell? Don't you know if that is him? Into one say or pray. Imbrebi a friend no. Yamfa Osahin amba no ntia say we muna mehwe Jimmy. Yele chenchen hine for kra yamfa chenchen hine maye. Yesterday tie nim. Yamfa na Osahin ntini buofu. That is how low. Our Yugoslavia go gay because onwankasa onim ne gender, onim who he is. So I don't waste my time on this guy. He has our Obika, he has a borderline personality. Yeah, he's on the line. Afenyomakin is suffering from borderline personality. Onim, see, he wants to be somebody. He's trying. It would study on anything to change the face of the NPP. But NPP no more Jimmy. They don't know these things. Yeah, this is Afenyomakin. He's on the borderline. This guy, inferiority complex. Or try BBS so emfa. Look at him. My catch it all.
You took the trouble of coming to Parliament with two persons who are alleged to be bailiffs and went to the legal office to yourself, directing officials of the legal office to receive the service. of courts in the country. And it is stated clearly there that the Speaker can be served on Mondays during working hours. There were reasons why we came to those agreements. You are aware of it. Yet you kept on insisting that service be effected whilst the Speaker was presiding over the proceedings of the House. You, as leader of the House, as majority leader, you are saying that this was service because you threw the court processes on the table and walked away? Is that how you effect service? Please, to quote the common parlance, don't go there.
With respect, for the past 12 years.
He's on the borderline. He doesn't know. Say he envies a lot of people, some personalities in the NDC, and he wants to be them. So when he goes to parliament, he's looking at what people are wearing. Atosha Abazi, Iba Shet no Shato. Ayariga, what is he wearing? Look at Haruna, what is he? So he's in competition with nothing. Take your time and watch him carefully. Or Yugoslavia and Koyoge or Tomo. I'm telling you, Onim where he belongs. He's on the borderline. And so such a person comes out and says, 2028, we will be majority. On what basis do you say that? Now, a whole political party, you want Ghanaians to see you say, you people, a party, ma rejuvenated party, no, a refurbished party, no, a changing party, no, still the same crooks, the same jokers, the same liars are leading you. So who is going to be attracted to this party? Now, let's talk about this. And the cabinet at the Assembly Abetuo. Assembly is simple. Cabinet has issued directive to reverse changes made in names of public universities and the Ekufuado. Thank you, John Dramani Mahama. Nana Dudanko Ekufuado, agovewe wanko school papa biya Ghana. Obedi president no the oyane se o change university din to the busuafoso. And the John Mahama ama instruction cabinet say San kwasi adin order to the busuafoso universities no yensesan yenyi ni nyina free o. Akwa we de enisanka in Ghana ye bia book bi krampo hu nanim wom. He's or a dead news or a bad news. And the cabinet say any school Ekufuado beto ye. Any school Ekufuado change din de koto ne papa so ne maame so ne busuafoso no. And the cabinet say yama instructions yan reverse ni nyina for schools ni din enko schools ni. Wo ne wabusuafo the independence of Ghana, you didn't play a role. I want one Ekufuado's family member, they play a role in the independence of Ghana. One. Obviously, JB Dankwa play a role in our independence. So be Ebema speech. Ne afrose be jinawa who play a role. Nana the Dankwa Ekufuado ebusie ni bie di wa. You better make us actively. They sacrificed for the Republic of Ghana. None of them. These were United Kingdom watchdogs. In 1960, 1950, 54, 50, 1950, 51, 52, 53, now I'm a pie a boy at home. They were working in Ghana in 3-piece suit and smoking cigar. These are people who are selfish. Obiaso a lawyer ko school abrochire. These are people who did not contribute a dime. Omo in school back Ghana. From nena na to nena nankanswa to ne papa to ne papa. Ebesin ne ubuso mo aye nyina ye call law school. Nobody can point to one factory omu sia omda fa Ghana ni adwuma. These are Chimsakawa small chicken. They have not contributed anything to the development of this day. Nothing from independence. But akwa we the president no. Why ni trimu shine se tete kuraba say edina ono beto na obi esi school ni edin atoso no. Obi abebo bra abechechire Ghana esi school ni edin atoso no. Oba na so ode ne kwase asesa din. Abra wo kuraba wan hihye bi e domi abra. And these are the things sometimes it pisses some of us. Nana Dankwa Ekufuado for 8 years, he wasted our time. Me akwa we, me huna na me bu ofu. Me hu ejimi for no to so Ekufuado so a, ona na kuta ni mu to say a toilet cap, ana na me bufu. Akwa we be di power mo hu ana. Otumi gina bedwom no odidi ni patem. Otumi ka cha hemfo so mo sorry. Jimi we. Today he deserves respect from me. Now you Ghana ni na hu akwa we ka say Ekufuado de ya feel now Ghana ni we Jimmy. Akwa we ogina ahemfo ni kan so mo sori no mo nchia no. Nipa tietia we. Nipa mu kodu we. Otumi gina nipa mu we. What is respectful about this guy? No respect. Ayana mu refi nyoma akwa we be ye as president. Otam akonwa sika mu e na odinam Ghana kwasi ampanyi we. Now just abroach I want to be sadi we aso because Ekufuado de we nyini yo na we nyini na we jimi a montia no mon kan kire se de na oye ne nye ende me ne moti Ghana yi senka John Mahama tama konwa sika mu no de nam Ghana anka nkwasiafo de na maka kire ntafo ka mo bedi Boliban boyfo atem de omo hina atem edi ntafo atem se ntafo ejimi mo akanfo nkwasiafo akwa bedi nkwasiasem wo Ghana national anthem neba na otewo ejina phone so Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuado obo national anthem obi yare or ma minister in charge onko bu nipa nku no akwa we ye nipa yesoso no so wo Ghana ana mu refi mu ho ana Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuado be di president yakotam America rapper a ekrom ha me ekomi fie kura me mani wura eba Jubilee House be no mu ri ebe ball nyom wo Jubilee House the seat of government kwasi ampanyi we respect be no and ye dinner tema no obi to us on tiasie ye dinner time on tiasie nkwasiade Ekufuado ye nyina no ka nipa ba ko pempo ye bi o Ghana as the president and ka mo akanfo nkwasiafo nka nden ka mo da hoka mo akanfo ameka ho nkwasiafo ma anka nden ma no dem. What has this guy done? Ade papa be pa na gove we oyema Ghana ye dinner time na ko wu a mo so bon tiasie e na we nyini na hwan ni panyini woni fie panyini a wajimi o se ka kye ne se de wo ye ne nyansa nim yanti krom ha e de Ekufuado anye ye kase ye come back near bobo bonkwasiade a Ekufuado aye. This guy is full of himself. Odi president ye wudi oye Ghana how osnobe nkofo okeka nkwasiasem kire nkofo otamakonwa sika mu kwashampenyo ka je se oba be si national cathedral be si ne 8 years we di sika nyina ma jimi we da wonam Ghana we are still paying him. O say adana me di Ekufuado at the Ekufuado o che Yesu ade papa be na we Ekufuado ho akwade jimi momme yan kanche nse we jimi no mfa nkowu se ne be ya obi su efifi na opeso osu Ekufuado a obahu se Ekufuado be jimi ye ne di na tam se ne be ya ono so betwe ne ho afri jimi no ho na Ekufuado di nkwasiasem yese we nyini na panyina jimi a won kanche nse we jimi. The guy basically wasted our time as a nation. Me see, let's flip the coin. Nkwasiade Ekufuado be imagine se Mahama na president and Mahama baba akofa American rapper aba Jubilee House abegina abeto nyoma beka fokiwa anka asante hine bekasa anka mampon hine bekasa anka akamemu ahemfu nyina anka bekasa se se de ekosuni anka bantima kejetia anka menuanum asante form ba obugudwom anka mbeyi omotode omoto atwifom se bi nsida kwasiafo mutumi kanche Ekufuado yeti krom ha Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuado esensen akonwa sika mu dinam Ghana munya mu ye moa yetia momme yanka no kura nkyere nkwasiafo we ene ye sore de soso jimi so ya soso jimi so a magana be edruni enti obi ba na obedi sika na okọ adan a we de wanyini obi ba na obedi sika na ne ma edi yie obi ba na obedi sika na ono de yare bo na ye de na kwa brocha kohwe no obi ba na obedi sika onsi hospital obi ba na obedi sika na mo ahiafo ajimi fo rugu ho e defending kwasiafo o ya wo wabusuam obi ani wa wanya 20,000 Ghana da o do kwasiate ankinkensu e defend Ekufuado jimi fo awutia o taxes man 8 years a okotu amena se obesi cathedral o ya kwasia mike wo papa na osombosom akwa we ene ne nkofo be gange ye edi musika nyina edi nkwasiasem wo Ghana ontumi point to one regional hospital o do kwasiate o Ekufuado any 10 years no wu ede na obeye ja on Ghana ho Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuado ade na obeja wo nana ebetumi aba o se free SHS abuofunu unim nkwara omonyem wo free SHS green blue red traffic light ode bae Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuado ogina simpie so ka kire se obesi 350 senior high school kwasia o si school akokra ye hwe Ekufuado de busuafo te se nwan. We fed them. They were able to order pizza from UK. Now kwasiafo to Jubilee House. No mudi. Na obiti de bantama. Na adiat sanajo. Na onya baby fan it into a hospital. Kwasia. Otu wase Ekufuado nyeshi. Ekufuado boni obedi no kuno ebini. We sit in this nation. John Kuma eti asantimemu as an MP. May he so rest in peace. Yare bo John Kuma asantimai. Yentimenya hospital bien save John Kuma. Kwasia. Nka o hine na nka. Sa yare de to na. Nka no beka de okano. Mo Jimmy ni ate Ghana. Nipa bi ba no mo take advantage of you. No mo din kwasiasam and they hide behind what we call adeɛ your friend penyini. Na some penifo mu gu Ghana na bia ne gu America. Ade na kwasiafo yare de mo ba America be hwe mo yare because mo amudi o mo chiri mo Jimmy. You people don't want to tell them the truth. So medi penyini kwasia tamewu is better than for me to sit for penyini kwasia actions to kill me and my children. And then yatene mo ma ejimi phobia say Ghana. Who the hell is this fool? Weja abrantie we de ene onyini nche me mabru teenager at least me wunna ma wo mienu at least me wunna me so me tasty abrabo so I'm not scared. I want you to know Jimmy na body team no anything yete hande mama yenye serious as a nation galamsi a eku ye nyina no ye ni me be start here. We know where it started from. Yet Ghana na ye we mu de na we mu de ye nka we nim na we de wa wonim ye hu nipo ye de yakwase ate wasa ye nsuo nyina asai and after 1 year pe mo se Mahama me solve galamsey problem mo ye ntwamoa mo jimi ye tena krom ha ahemfo ti kronim ahema ti kronim asofo ti kronim na excavator si su de Frimpong Boateng the report be ma Akufo-Addo kwase ampanyin se enkofo we na esai nsuo na na dodan Akufo-Addo pepa na tokoto twene o do kwase ate wo blemu Mahama ne se Mahama solve galamsey wo ye kwase a 8 years machines nsuo mu ahemfo ni nyina munim mu ahemfo ni nyina mu nyina I won't take anybody out. You people, some of you have greater concessions in Ghana. Mu nyina mo nka no kre akonwa na motete so na mo ye galamsey ne be kum nyina to atwene. You people know, you knew the damage these fools were doing. We saw it. A military man was stoned to death because he was protecting Gabi Ochedakon's friend's site. Dabuasi Osabuasi, Captain Mahama, Yekunu broad daylight. You people know what happened. Yatiane, a lot of guys Galamsey exposes. Erastus Asardonko site, a woodem, donko, Chema won't to me too, a good year sensio, I have women Yamatas of Biancasa. Akufo-Addo kwase ampanyin we nante Ghana have for 8 years. But when me and Jimmy, you people sat down because I can for party. Into me na me asa akanino na me kwase abetre defend the MPP. The problem we are facing today is because we contributed to the destruction of our water bodies. For 8 years in Kenya sorry na kasa it say e kasa nda akan kwase se wenke hu. Mahama na nimu ye hare and this no me entafo, omo ya wonafo, omo ya krobofo, omo ya kwase afo nti mo betume di omatam emmoa. Insuo de beku ye nyina we will all die. You are foolish. Mo ena mo say Ghana, mo akamfo na mo say Ghana. You are Ghana's biggest problem. Mo ho abaifo bi o, se die yo, mo nti bibia ase, mo say ntwamwa na mo gu Ghana. Mo akamfo including myself. Mo nimu nyansa. Ye ne akamfo ye nimu nyansa, ye Jimmy. Yeah, we are too foolish to the point we don't even understand what will save us. Ade ebeji ya ne say no. Mo akamfo including mo Jimmy. Ghana problem a ye komu nyina ya akamfo. Ye ne akamfo, ye ne asay Ghana no. Again kind of selective kind of building a nation no. Until suddenly after 7 months, 8 months, Mahama na de galamsey ba e moa. Na me Mahama ka ba me nyina num galamsey nso na wu. Me Mahama, see the effort this government is putting in. The lands minister is not sleeping. The president himself, see what they are doing. Yetena kromo ha 8 years. Chema wuntumi kwase wetina santimemu. Otena otumfo hwena no eyi gold gu table so na otumfo chedam ebo ni semu. More sample alternative so kasa santifo ahemfo nyina mo ya ajantenafo amanfo tena dem bo ni semu. Abayu bi tena nkran e kasa ye twene free Kumasi ba nkran ba Kumasi e be fe ne to edidi na tam. What kind of life is that? Adian kwase asam ni aso so sa ba beduru ha no. O ka kan say o via man come to Kumasi na Kumasi ship ba ho. Kumasi na moto no ship ba ho. Yeti kroma na nkwasiafo be ka kire mo say ya be see international airport wo Kumasi. And plane fra Bruchire, KLM, Lufthansa, DND, to land in Kumasi, yatam otumfo, deche se konko de besi Kumasi airport. S di nwa grosse, adietia international flight besi, besi flight in sea. Nanka endis na be ya, anka mu gun sa kan kwasi asem. You people sit there and these things all go on. Inti ye Jiminti 2028, yes, anko tam to me my MPPBM. The kind of disrespect you people sponsor. The nonsense I so Ghana. Yatete Ghana wa nkwasiasam nti tribe nti nipa bi ginso me nipa chen nipa bi ene yeso so nkwasiasam so And some people believe say it is a canipe biasem. Into a in the group bar, no mas say Ghana no. For 8 years, businessmen lost all their monies. Pensioners, DDEP, share pensioner nimni agini sika no wakowu. Kwasia ona nenwu. Into you sit there and they give what they wire there. Bawomia, Kennedy Japan, Brane Champon, Kenti, any Kobne Japan, San Kwasia 4-5 way, a dear no my ye, a dear support to Ghana. Obia Bejinawa, and I'm my whisker, and I'm a boy way. These are foolish people. Enti, most sorry now about TV so. Namu baye galamse die sino mesemo bodam memi amahama kamema nso ne kuye na se be kume kun so because edu a enkwara mo benyini bengu se o se yakasa e die nkwasi asam no suddenly ubia TV the galamse menace right now our water bodies mesem kwasi afo and this is one more akoma pantira me kame fi obi a Ghana. And right now, look at our water bodies. Look at na champagne. She is so every day. Erastus, sorry, don't call. I remember when Erastus team. I remember when Erastus came to America. Before Erastus came to America, now me TT news and I'm a friend. Say what's going on? You people under MPP. Namu penekuno. He had to move his family. These are things that we are not even supposed to talk about. At a point, I was saying Erastus, moving a year and mbako tina baby. No so tina baby. Na okofie kwa na otete. Under ekufuado kwa siampenyi. Under you these same fools. Because Oya report on Galamsey Essensio. At a point, he wanted to leave the country. But people sacrificed. Put everything on the line. Etina kronim. Maneza azuri kwasia we kasana motete Ghana so Jimmy way when he became critical kwasia kwasha South Africa. Nenimu lines say a binning Jimmy is ano. He takes money and he does stories. He wants to destroy people's lives. Maneza azuri. Okocha throw the MPP ba power. Okacha Ghana for so akomusa confirmed to kwasia 10 year boa. Sata na ye sada. We who confirm ya sa confirm tu. Kwasia we kwajiska ogabi ocheda ko ebetena TV so because he wanted to be known. And then he wants to try and please his own people. He has destroyed the northern region than anybody. Anka sada. Etumi eko enim elastic akra ba omiamo beto aso anka nyende ene ti ha yade entafo nkwara eba santimemu mombe so aso ankofo nwoma. MPP ba power omu change sada ekoye no NDA Northern Development Authority ba omia nuaba ne da no ende ya chena tum kwasiafo omu gu ni nyina Samia ukuri kojo ponkroma mo tricycles a edija sada over 400 omu kwasesa ni nyina ba santimemu ebe chema amoma de ye taxi ade nkwasiama ne ebubu ni sa no yete omu obi ankasa ene ekufuado ene MPP ye jiminti 1 year ye remfi ni ama mutumi na nkwasiafo mo de tumi ya henie Inyan, mojuza tumi e akonya obidi. Mojuza tumi ye baba ye den akweside. Mojuza tumi ye de baba gurukete. Tumi ye mfa ndi agro. Governance is different from chieftaincy. And you people need to get it in your head. If you are not ready to live within the laws of this land and make sure the right things are done, get the fuck out of Ghana. Ni antichirema you know. Hey, me as a city, I don't give a fuck about anybody. It is what's supposed to be done right. Dinamitia. And ya so son kwasi asam so for a long time. Hweketi ya mo Jimmy ana o Jimmy. Hweketi ya mon penyi toto hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy. Ewo adanse asokwa. Hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy no. We origin newu hwe Jimmy ana o Jimmy every single day na Kinso concert party. Every fucking day. Na papa kokura we ana show agu we ogina parliament na o put himself on go. Ni ata minister mano. We live in this country like ni I say nyina ya bottom. Ahemfo so son kwasi asam so. Ahemfo so son kwasi asam so. Impenifo mo bekasa. Na amanfo ye Galamsey wo monsa ase so. Now you people will turn around and say you are going to speak against Galamsey. Intinami ametia no maji wedi. Oyo hene. Ye Galamsey wo asa susu nyina. You cannot stop it. Now they actually front to ma asha chow chow. Fans beka jem say wo beka santimintie. What should I listen? You are sitting in shit. Clean that shit first. Pipa bini na utimu no. Inti ena mu peje ma betiti Ghana ena yo hene ena me yo hema ena me yo sofo ena enkwasiade ya no mu nkwasiansuo. Power to me better the lives of your people. Let me show you this. Here about power. Here, universities, University of Energy and Natural Resource in Sunyane was earmarked in 2019 to be renamed after one figure in the MPP tradition, Kofi Buzia. School. Schools these are the names they were given to the schools. School in their life as a political party. Now, Nana Addo Dankwa renamed the University for Development Studies, UDS, Wa Campus, and named it after SD Dombo. Kwasiafo. Obenemu UDS, SD Dombo. These are foolish people. Because the papa were Jimmy for 8 years when 20 school back Ghana. Now, he goes on. A prominent politician from United Party tradition, it is now known as the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies in the Upper West region and the CK Tedam University of Technology and Applied Science in the Upper East region. Now, he also renamed the University of Mines and Technology, UMAT, to the George Grant University of Mines and Technology in 2018 in Kwasiafo. Munsibi. Mo party mo free tete Munsi University. And so Kwasiafo in 8 years. Mo pese mo change schools ni nyina din. E de ko mo Kwasia party for dim na ye te hehwe mo. These things are all going to be reversed. Or hina also on tiasia no fani Jimmy Nkoda. Politician on tiasia no fani Jimmy Nkoda. The nonsense must end. The fucking nonsense must end. Ya so son kwasi asem so dodo ya won penifo bebre organa omo agimi, and we the young ones who take over. Go to Burkina Faso, a young man took over with this saying, see the way he's fixing the country. Motete Ghana mo tofufu dwene enkwara na mudi omachi obia wo estate e won kran obia ko townhouse won kran emba se na obetumedi ena wo papa peni toto we di 60 65 70 wo to pre ma ho e de na wo pe e de na mo ji wasase we so na mo ni pre V8 na mo nam small girl we share o est ye be film mu nyina nkwasiafo na mo gu Ghana munni munyansa. You don't think about anybody. You don't think about it. Today we are importing water. Mo person mo chem say insuo na say no 9 months when insuo nyina yes sir nkwasiafo. It started, we sat, we watched, we allowed this nonsense to go on. And when I see some of the young people sit on radio and making the government has to face this, me say Okwasia, you were here. Enough of the nonsense. Ya bremo. Ghana nkwana kodura na amanfo the position age ehunu nipa. Majority of impeniform Ghana, uyi omu impeniform Ghana about 10% ye Jimmy 4. I'm telling you, we see it every day. Come to Accra. Busomo say why na any apartment complex one crime. Busomo omo mo tin crime, omo mo tin crime. Emu ahemfo, emu ahema, emu asofo. Why any apartment complex or the other thing? Enkwara jantra for ma. Na wo ba se na oni beda. Wo oba se na betunu nada. Onum Viagra 10 se na betunu obada. E den na mo, den pa na mo pe. Now, I'm make sure story be. Mama Jimmy too much. Now let me show you this. This is a very important story. I'm a person I can't watch them. And it's about last time I can't watch them. First grade school, second grade school. So I didn't see a chum. And today I saw the majority leader in parliament telling a yedian parliament to say, Sa adiena your friend, grade A, grade B school, no, we need to stop it. We need to end that nonsense. Last me say, Oba Bruchia, yeni grade A school, yeni grade B school, senior high school, senior high school. Now we need to make sure we equip all these schools, make sure we equip the teachers. They all need to. And I like the idea of the e-blocks. Because e-blocks, no, with the same features, with the same design, with the same. We were supposed to replicate the e-blocks around the nation. Majority of us at your core schools, because of what we saw. When we saw the campus on TV, when we visited our brothers and sisters in these schools, we saw that they have some facilities. Baby, schools now on a bini ho. Now say E-Blocks are Ghana now with the same facility, the same building, the same painting, the same thing. Nobody will be sitting in another region and saying, say, me person because school I'm crying. Because oko in crying, now say school so E-Blocker, now say the same facility. What is the difference? But yatina Ghana, this school placement thing it is the parents. It's not more about the parents than the students. Because right now, no, school a oba bekono and then the child be obetina e party ase. School a oba bekono and the child be obetina e sorry them. School a oba bekono and the child be unkomo bekoso e gathering. Inti right now, no, the schools now it's more about the parents than the children. And there are lots of kids who are in some schools. It is not going to benefit them. But ne papa a presbyni, ne papa and the now for phone a old student of infantipim, or me old student of presec, or me also into a person say, oh, my son self he get presecu. Abra unim sa akorado, that is not the suitable school for the kid. Answer according to school, nasika was seno. Answer, we need to get to that point. Inti that corruption now so in the school placement is because your grading school is grade A, grade B. That nonsense needs to end. And I've seen the education minister Haruna Idrisu doing so well. And then we will say we rap per sec. Why unannounced visit near the day. I am excited to say it, but I want to tell him, you have to make sure say school no will be you Haruna Idrisu. You have made yourself like you are a terminator. When people tell you things, you pretend as if you are deaf. And that has been your political strategy. You pretend as if you don't hear. What you do is that, so our agenda, you use other people to execute your agenda. Now, when people are trying to correct you, you act as if say you are dumb, but you are not. You know what you are doing. Schools in ABA, make sure the food they are going to supply the schools, it goes. Don't sit in Accra and be in that unannounced visit. From my checks, the schools have not been given food to give to the kids in Kwano school. You Haruna Idrisu. You are walking around Ghana. You are pretending as if so when you're boneda. You are a potential DND. Una be perfect. So far, I like what you are doing as education minister. But make sure we don't want next 2 weeks, people to be sitting on TV and blaming schools. Any heads to say you will be held accountable. Make sure that the schools have received their food. I want people to know I'm working. No? We know you are working. We understand. Education right now is stable. We agree with you. You are putting a lot of work. But don't make it look like, say, Jimmy. These kids are going back to school again. Now they are in school. We want to make sure the food supply has started. I will say school be the D. So my imagine say school supply and then I'm going to contract. We are watching you people. We don't want to see anything called school food supply shortage. We want to know because we were promised that these kids are going to get food. And they are going to get food. We will not be living in the Kufuor era where headmasters will be complaining, say, a school, go and sit down and get the food to the schools. If you have not done that, I'm not going to give you space. And if you are going to put that I want to be this, I want to be that ambition aside, do the job before people will now look at your resume. So get the school feeding going. Because I was listening to one radio, the parents have started complaining that the Manako school, get the food there. Every day you pretend as if say you are deaf. You are deaf. You are not. You know whatever is happening. You have your boys and girls on social media doing your bidding for you. We see them. Then they gang up. They are coming after the person. We know all of them. We don't want to have issues with you. And I don't want to have issues with anybody. Make sure the food gets to the schools this week. And so, and I say, Obetna Education Ministry ought to make money out of this. And that person has a big issue with me. I'm telling you. All right. Now, it's exactly 8:01 p.m. US East Coast time. I'll end it here. And I started showing in term. And I'm very happy. I still have all of you here watching me. I really appreciate you being part of tonight's show. I'll be back. We will discuss Ghana. But remember, this issue about gold prices and the Bank of Ghana making sure, say, at least we have enough gold reserve. We have to make sure, say, gold, we should cap the gold. We should cap it. Sir, gold 27 tons, at least 28 tons. Let's keep it. The rest, let's sell it now before gold prices drop. This is something I'll be speaking on every day. Because we don't want to get into that position where Adiabechi na yesika egua in terms of gold, no, 70% is going to affect the economy. This is my humble advice to everyone involved in this. We need to cap the gold we have. Our gold reserve, let us cap it. The rest, let us sell it and make money, real dollar, and save it at the Bank of Ghana. I'll be back to discuss this matter. My name is Kevin Taylor. Thank you very much. We really apologize for the late start of tonight's show. We will make sure we do better next time. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers. Abwache. Gigim.
Yo! We are best fishermen. No answer mine. Abwache. You will for Belgium fan. It was better Belgium fan. It was two Belgium fan. Why you're here? Why round? Why you're here? Why round? Why you're here? Why round? Why you're here? Super. Why round? It was for Belgium fan. It was better Belgium fan. It was two Belgium fan. It was the Belgium fan. Why you're here? Why round? 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 Every papa no, what one is the motto? Every papa no, what one is the motto? Every papa no, what one is the motto? Every papa no, what one is the motto?